Whoa, man, amazing car. When did you become a millionaire?
Good evening, America. 11 months ago, I inherited a mess, and I'm fixing it. When I took office, inflation was the worst in 48 years, and some would say in the history of our country, which caused prices to be higher than ever before, making life unaffordable for millions and millions of Americans. This happened during a Democrat administration, and it's when we first began hearing the word affordability. Our border was open, and because of this, our country was being invaded by an army of 25 million people, many who came from prisons and jails, mental institutions, and insane asylums. They were drug dealers, gang members, and even 11,888 murderers, more than 50% of whom killed more than one person. This is what the Biden administration allowed to happen to our country, and it can never be allowed to happen again. We had men playing in women's sports, transgender for everybody, crime at record levels with law enforcement, and words such as that just absolutely forbidden. We had the worst trade deals ever made, and our country was laughed at from all over the world, but they're not laughing anymore. Over the past 11 months, we have brought more positive change to Washington than any administration in American history. There has never been anything like it, and I think most would agree. I was elected in a landslide, winning the popular vote and all 7 swing states and everything else, with a mandate to take on a sick and corrupt system that really just took the wealth from people and crushed the dreams of the American people. For the last 4 years, the United States was ruled by politicians who fought only for insiders, illegal aliens, career criminals, corporate lobbyists, prisoners, terrorists, and above all, foreign nations, which took advantage of us at levels never seen before. They flooded your cities and towns with illegal aliens. They decimated your hard-earned savings. They indoctrinated your children with hate for America. They just released a level of violent felons that we had never seen to prey on innocent. They caused war. They caused mayhem. They caused a horrible situation all over the globe. But now you have a president who fights for the law-abiding, hardworking people of our country, the ones who make this nation run, who make this nation work. And after just 1 year, we have achieved more than anyone could have imagined. Starting on day one, I took immediate action to stop the invasion of our southern border. For the past 7 months, 0 illegal aliens have been allowed into our country, a feat which everyone said was absolutely impossible. Do you remember when Joe Biden said that he needed Congress to pass legislation to help close the border? He was always blaming Congress and everyone else. As it turned out, we didn't need legislation. We just needed a new president. We inherited the worst border anywhere in the world, and we quickly turned it into the strongest border in the history of our country. In other words, in a few short months, we went from worst to best. We're deporting criminals, restoring safety to our most dangerous cities. Just take a look at Washington, D.C. It's at levels of safety that we've never seen before. And they decimated the bloodthirsty foreign drug cartels. We did that all by ourselves with our people, and we're so proud of it because they were poisoning and destroying our population. Drugs brought in by ocean and by sea are now down 94%. We have broken the grip of sinister woke radicals in our schools, and control over those schools is back now in the hands of our great and loving states, where education belongs. After rebuilding the United States military in my first term, and with the addition we are adding right now, we have the most powerful military anywhere in the world, and it's not even close. I've restored American strength, settled 8 wars in 10 months, destroyed the Iran nuclear threat, and ended the war in Gaza, bringing for the first time in 3,000 years peace to the Middle East, and secured the release of the hostages, both living and dead. Here at home, we're bringing our economy back from the brink of ruin. The last administration and their allies in Congress looted our treasury for trillions of dollars, driving up prices and everything at levels never seen before. I am bringing those high prices down and bringing them down very fast. Let's look at the facts. Under the Biden administration, car prices rose 22% and in many states 30% or more. Gasoline rose 30 to 50%. Hotel rates rose 37%. Airfares rose 31%. Now, under our leadership, they are all coming down and coming down fast. Democrat politicians also sent the cost of groceries soaring, but we are solving that too. The price of a Thanksgiving turkey was down 33% compared to the Biden last year. The price of eggs is down 82% since March, and everything else is falling rapidly. And it's not done yet, but boy, are we making progress. Nobody can believe what's going on. Here are just some of the efforts that we have underway. You will see in your wallets and bank accounts in the new year. After years of record-setting falling incomes, our policies are boosting take-home pay at a historic pace. Under Biden, real wages plummeted by $3,000. Under Trump, the typical factory worker has seen a wage increase of $1,300. For construction workers, it's $1,800. For miners, we're bringing back clean, beautiful coal. It's $3,300. And for the first time in years, wages are rising much faster than inflation. Remember that. The wages, just look at it. Wages are going up much faster than inflation. How big is that? Very importantly, there are more people working today than at any time in American history, and 100% of all jobs created since I took office have been in the private sector. Think of that. 100% of all jobs have been in the private sector rather than government, which is the only way to make a country powerful and great. This historic trend will continue. Already, I've secured a record-breaking $18 trillion of investment into the United States, which means jobs, wage increases, growth, factory openings, and far greater national security. Much of this success has been accomplished by...
I have no idea who came up with the idea to get me this, but it's genius.
Tariffs, my favorite word, tariffs, which for many decades have been used successfully by other countries against us, but not anymore. Companies know that if they build in America, there are no tariffs, and that's why they're coming home to the USA in record numbers. They're building factories and plants at levels we haven't seen, AI, automobiles. We're doing what nobody thought was even possible, not even remotely possible. There has never, frankly, been anything like it. 1 year ago, our country was dead. We were absolutely dead. Our country was ready to fail, totally failed. Now, we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. And that's said by every single leader that I've spoken to over the last 5 months. Next year, you will also see the results of the largest tax cuts in American history that were really accomplished through our great, big, beautiful bill, perhaps the most sweeping legislation ever passed in Congress. We wrapped 12 different bills up into one beautiful bill. That includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. Under these cuts, many families will be saving between $11,000 and $20,000 a year, and next spring is projected to be the largest tax refund season of all time. Because of tariffs, along with the just passed One Big Beautiful Bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special, we call warrior dividend before Christmas, a warrior dividend in honor of our nation's founding in 1776. We are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that one until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military, and I say congratulations to everybody. And by the way, we now have record enlistment in our military, and last year we had among the worst recruitment numbers in our military's history. What a difference a year makes. In addition, I'm doing what no politician of either party has ever done, standing up to the special interests to dramatically reduce the price of prescription drugs. I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%. In other words, your drug costs will be plummeting downward. And I used the threat of tariffs to get foreign countries who would never have done it to pay the cost of this giant dollar reduction. They stopped ripping us off, and it began as of 4 days ago. There has never been anything like this in the history of our country. Drugs have only gone up, but now they'll be going down by numbers never conceived possible. It's called most favored nation. And no president has ever had the courage or ability to get this done until now. The first of these unprecedented price reductions will be available starting in January through a new website, trumprx.gov. And these big price cuts will greatly reduce the cost of health care. I'm also taking on the gigantic health insurance companies that have gotten rich on billions of dollars of money that should go directly to the people. The money should go to the people. That's you. So they can buy their own health insurance, which will give far better benefits at much lower costs. It will be far better health insurance. The current Unaffordable Care Act was created to make insurance companies rich. It was bad health care at much too high a cost. And you see that now in the steep increase in premiums being demanded by the Democrats, and they are demanding those increases, and it's their fault. It is not the Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault. It's the Unaffordable Care Act, and everybody knew it. Again, I want the money to go directly to the people so you can buy your own health care. You'll get much better health care at a much lower price. The only losers will be insurance companies that have gotten rich, and the Democrat Party, which is totally controlled by those same insurance companies. They will not be happy, but that's okay with me because you, the people, are finally going to be getting great health care at a lower cost. Another major focus is the cost of energy. For years, the radical left Democrats exploited the green energy scam as an excuse to funnel many billions of dollars into their own massive slush funds as their energy restrictions drastically drove up prices, and they drove them up at record levels. Electricity costs surged 30 to 100% under Biden, and the typical family lost $5,000 to $10,000 in higher energy costs. Think of that, $5,000 to $10,000 you lost. On day one, I declared a national energy emergency. Gasoline is now under $2.50 a gallon in much of the country. In some states, it, by the way, just hit $1.99 a gallon. And within the next 12 months, we will have opened 1,600 new electrical generating plants, a record, and it's a record that won't be beaten by practically, I would say.
All right. So what have we learned? Well, we've learned that Max Loadzzz is a handsome son of a bitch when he gets his hair cut. Slide the thing over so we can see your beautiful face, and I'll fix mine as well.
There you go.
And you sound great, Loadzzz. Let me start. Ladies and gentlemen, Loadzzz was getting a haircut. I was running late, so of course, I'm like, yeah, no problem, make it 3:15. So, and I got to be honest, had a late night last night, not a late drunk.
Oh, very late night.
Well, when Drunk Jimmy is here, things are going to go a little later. And then we started watching Columbo. Steve's like, I got to get out of here. He left at 2. Jimmy left at 2:30. It was great. We're watching, I'll never remember his name, some guy on the Sharks. Gambling's insane. We bet some guy number 71 on the Sharks. I'm sure hockey fans get it. We needed him to score. He took 9 shots. He didn't score. So then Steve finds a basketball game. I mean, there was one game left. It was, I'll tell you, it was the at Portland. Who was playing at Portland? Why can't I think of it? Oh, Sacktown, Sacramento or Portland. And Steve's like, he put $1 to win 6. $1 to win 6 might have been 600,000. We were joking. When with a minute and a half left and Sacramento down 7. Sacramento, Peter, asked me what the score was, and he needed them flat out to win. Ask me what the score was when the final buzzer sounded.
I don't know. Sacramento lost by a point.
No, Sacramento won by a point when the buzzer sounded. Ask me what happened when I high-fived Steve and said, "I can't believe you covered." Ask me what happened.
What happened? There was a foul at the buzzer?
No, they went to the replay while people are celebrating on the court. Like, no, he was fouled. They gave him 2 shots. And is Steve swearing? We're laughing hysterically. So 10 minutes after the buzzer sounded, Sacramento was down 1, and he lost his $1. And so much entertainment for $1. And again, thank you to my wife for letting me, although she enjoys our company too, for letting me play on Thursdays. Geno's Picks is up. I didn't show it to start the video. I'll show it later. But wow, I'm getting ready today. I'm like, I got to get air because I slept. I didn't get out of bed till noon. Had my first cup of coffee. Pete, what time did I get up?
Crack of noon.
I got up at the crack of noon. My wife brought me a cup of coffee. Fucking love her. And I'm like, I got to get air. I got to walk because, I got to walk and listen. So I walk and I listen to Megyn Kelly. We'll talk about that. And I'm like, let me listen to the speech. And I listened to that speech that Peter at 1.5 speed. Peter, I was walking briskly around the track. Like, let me tell you, Steve Conti, that's bum behavior, Gene. It was a little bum behavior, vagabond. I love you. But I'm listening to it at 1.5 speed, right, Pete?
Right.
Oh, and shout out your wife. We'll get to that. What a game. We'll talk about that as well. Speaking of gambling, after last night's Seahawks also went in overtime. Petey plowed me so hard I'm walking like that. And that's the show. And that hold on, let me put you where you're blowing a top. And that's the show. Oh, wait, I'm told there's more, Maxine. Hold on. What do we got here? Hold on. Maxine also says, Peter, when you get done doing your little radio show.
I'm so glad.
Maxine hits the ground running. Well, and walking funny. Petey, when you're done doing your little radio show, can you bring me an ice pack and some Rocky Road ice and some Rocky Road LOL ice cream? I'm going to explain because this is subtle. Loadzzz gave it to Maxine, and I can't imagine. Like, I can't imagine her hands, she can even type at this point from icing her body down. That finish, and we'll get to that. The only finish that was more amazing was probably about 3 minutes later, right? On Maxine's chin on those beautiful. But yeah, when you yeah, I mean, Loadzzz, yeah, and her chin. And Loadzzz was in the other room. He's got distance. Roping. Anyway,
this is what it's going to be
all day, Pete, all day. I got my steps in. I got my quality Garrett, Steve, and drunk Jimmy time. I'm off this weekend. Gonna get my Christmas shit done. So getting back to what I was saying. So I'm listening to President Trump. Hold on, having tea.
When are you going to South? Go ahead.
We're probably leaving Tuesday, I think. So I'm listening. And by the way, special show Monday. I have to confirm it because I'm getting steaks Monday with my boys, but I'm going to do an 11 o'clock solo Geno show with James Altucher. Hopefully he'll get back to me. I'm so mad I can't spell. Maxine Norelco that's not me, fake imposter. They're fighting over the loads. So I'm listening to the Pete at 1.5 speed, and I'm walking at 1.5 speed because I'm going to tell you what I heard, and this won't take long, okay? That's a president who is proud, genuinely proud of what he's done. I'm not saying I'm right, and I'm sure people on the left be like, he's evil. That's a president who literally came from, working class America, saw how corrupt politicians are. I love how he called out friggin' the Affordable Health Care Act, which is the same wording, and we'll get to the wording of the Democrats today because I love how RFK Jr. came down on that and called it sexual rejection surgery, because that you understand what it is. And I lost my place. Oh, so Trump, I love, that he's just sitting there saying the things he's proud of. You know what I mean? This is the guy that came, into office, and unlike all these other politicians that are on the take, they're passing affordable care acts, which aren't affordable, inflation reduction acts, which doesn't reduce the inflation. Everything Trump said was in plain English. Sorry, Maxine Norelco, plain English, and in a proud voice of him saying, I did this. They gave us this, and I did this. These people are not your friends. I'm trying to help. It was so amazing to listen to. That's what dumb little Geno bum behavior heard. What do you think of all that, Pete? Go. Thank you for your patience. And by the way, one more thing. And I also believe it was a great victory lap. Thank you.
Yeah, EK, hope all's well. No, I agree. If I could have made one change to the speech, and it's minor, every time he said I, if he had said we. But otherwise, it was spot on, and I didn't see any problem. It's great. It was exactly what you said, and it needed to be done. The issue is simply that, like you said, the people who will hate him are never going to believe it. Like, they won't believe what's right in front of them. Apparently today, he just had that meeting, and 14, because I was getting my hair, 14 drug companies said they're lowering prices on all drugs in this country. I mean, what are you kidding me? Trump just had a meeting with the leaders of 14 drug companies, and they all said they're lowering drug prices in this country. Like, he's just bringing prices down all over. And here's the issue. Because under Biden, prices went up so much, 9%. You know what I mean? We did need not, but prices go up. Inflation was 9%. So, Gene, you're the math whiz. If something costs $10, that means it went up almost 10%. Does that mean it went to $11?
It went to $10.90, Loadzzz.
So here's the problem. Here's the problem. Okay, it's sort of like when I gain 50 pounds, if I keep eating the same amount or just level off, you know what I mean? I decrease my rate of inflation, if you will. That 50 pounds doesn't go away. You know what I mean? That price increase isn't going to go away until I start not lowering inflation all the way down to the negatives. You know what I'm saying? Where you're taking money off. That's the issue. So how the hell are you supposed to bring prices down? Like, he's bringing inflation down.
I'll go a step further, Peter, if I may interject, just to make sure I'm right. I'm checking with you. It's like I joke that I if I used to not like a crowd, I'd get them to like me, and then I'd piss them off at the end again, and I'd go to the fucking host. I'd go now, from Eugenie Brad in the Godfather, I'd be like, now clean it up, right? But I'm joking. But what they did was destroy the economy, and then they're like, prices are still high. Now clean it up. You did this. Right. You fucking did this. And they're like, well, inflation is decreased, but prices are still high because of you. And he brought that up in the speech. Am I wrong?
No, and that's the issue. That's the issue right there. And if people aren't going to hear it, and he does, and they elect all Democrats at the midterm, so be it. So be it. What are you supposed to do? The price of fuel is down so much. It was like $2.80 the other day around here. Are you kidding me? And they're saying, I'm hearing by the end of next year, it could be under $2.50, closer to a dollar something, $1.90 or whatever. It could get under $2, they're saying, by the end of next year. And that brings the price down. Here's the thing. Will that bring the price down on everything? Clearly, it will lessen the energy cost for the manufacturers and the shipping cost. Does that necessarily mean they're going to pass that savings on? I don't know. Right. The only push-ups has got it. You bring down gas prices. That's what I'm just saying. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to lower the price of those other products. You know what I mean? Because the value of the dollar is still the value of the dollar.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And I'll tell you something else. Bringing energy prices down, I will say this so, again, you agree, because it's once you hear it, it's common sense. Energy prices are the most important thing. If you don't understand how much they were fucking us with this green energy bill, where you would literally have people in Congress saying, Do you know how much it costs to power one tractor trailer truck completely with batteries? Do you know how much it would cost to make that battery with fossil fuel? Do you know how much energy it would take? Do you know not only impractical is not even the word. In a theoretical improbability, a practical impossibility to do that, right? And when you cripple energy, then you cripple the economy. The cheaper energy is, and I'm sure our boy fucking Curtis John would do this if he weren't making a video of you doing something racist or sexual. But I'm telling you, when you increase energy prices, when you cripple fossil fuels, you cripple our economy overall. And they did it with a fucking smile. Am I wrong, Loadzzz?
No, and besides the fact of how much
Why
it
does
costs,
he feel like he's shocked? No, Pete, you just say,
no, you're
you know what you do? You smoke your cigarette. I got to go back and did you see Garrett making pics smoking a cigarette?
yeah.
I'm going to go back and do a parlay on every one of those pics because he sounded so certain. So now when I say that, I want you to take a cigar and go, no, you're not. Just say it matter of factly. Am I right, Peter? Peter, am I wrong?
No, you're not. You were surprisingly.
Yeah, I don't even believe it either. Go on, Pete.
You were surprisingly lucid on that point. Yeah, and aside from the fact of how much more it costs to make those battery-powered trucks and how much shorter a runtime they have, the weight it adds to them, you would have to redo the bridges and roads. Like when our house got torn down, we had to go to a meeting to find out if the roads around our house could handle the weight that was going to be on the dump trucks going through this development. That's how heavy it was going to be with our oil-laden soil. You know what I mean? So
right.
That is going to be on every road in America if you're increasing the weight of the trucks by so much. I'm sure Curtis could speak to that too. About the Affordable Care Act.
Right.
You do realize that was passed in the Senate on Christmas Eve 2009. It was signed by Obama into law like March 10th, 2010, but I watched it. Christmas Eve, I watched them pass that in 2009 like a lunatic, and it was all Democrats. So like you said, and what Trump's saying, in essence, the Democrats—
I got to interrupt to ask a question. Didn't one Republican do the deciding vote to fuck us on his way out?
McCain, when they were going to get rid of it under Trump 1, when they were going to get rid of it, McCain gets off his deathbed and walks into the Senate and votes against the bill that would have ended it, that POS. So at any rate, yes, it was a totally Democrat. So in essence, whether people want to believe it or not, it was a totally Democrat bill that passed. Obama signed it. And what the Democrats are saying is, yeah, the taxpayers, you have to keep financing it now. You have to keep paying for it. It's ridiculous. It's insane. So Trump was able to get rid of the mandate, the penalty you had to pay if you didn't have health insurance. But ridiculous.
Yeah, that I got charged for 3 different years, and I still haven't paid it.
And by the way, the solution is not that difficult. Again, nobody wants to hear it. You let doctors and hospitals, all medical people, post their prices, like my dentist does. They post their prices. You know what you got to pay, and whatever money you were sending these insurance companies, give it to the people, and then let them buy insurance wherever they want across the country. The Affordable Care Act, if I buy insurance, it has to have like birth control in it. Why? I don't need birth control. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you have
but
it.
Peter, it's so affordable for you and your wife in your 50s to have a birth control. So affordable, Peter. What, Peter? Peter, why would I need birth control when I live on a 3rd floor walk up? Am I right, Pete?
Right. I see what you did. Oh, 3rd floor walk up. So you can push it down the steps. Look at you.
This guy gets it.
No, Gene, you're not. It's not a mystery. There.
What is this?
There we go.
By the way, did you see this? Shout out to our boy. Max Loadzzz, we need your reaction to this, and I love it.
Oh, let's see. Let's see it.
Pete, it's great. It's serious shit. Taking you down. Thank you, Vagabond. Love you, buddy. Why does Obama follow the Brown University shooter, Claudio Manuel, and we will talk about him, Claudio Manuel Neves Valente had 79 followers on X. One of them just happened to be Barack Hussein Obama. This can't be real. Hold on.
I have no
sound? Hold on,
man.
Can you hear anything? I got it. Sorry,
I
there's no sound,
can't.
I guess.
Yeah, well, my question is, like, this whole thing with this guy, here's like, okay, so he shot, supposedly, he was a guy who shot the professor at MIT,
Right.
and these kids at Brown, correct?
Yeah. Well, not in that order, but yes.
Okay.
And I have a question about that you could put in the back of your head, like, because remember they said, this guy's not a threat. It wasn't the same guy that they released, right?
I have no fucking idea.
But one guy did say you don't need to like shelter in place. It's safe. And then that guy got blown away by the same guy. But go on. This is the guy that shot both of them. Go on, big brother.
I can't say anything because I have no freaking idea what went on with any of that. I didn't get any clear information. If you did, good for you. But I didn't get any clear information. They had one guy, then they let him go. People were posting it with some other Islam guy. It wasn't. They were scrubbing his information from their website and everything. It wasn't him. And all of a sudden, last night, some guy turns up, killed himself in a warehouse, and he's the guy who did all of it.
With all the evidence around him, by the way, with all the matching evidence.
So my question is, I don't know if this guy did it or not, but because he didn't, like, he killed a professor and these kids, like, I don't understand why the FBI or CIA or anybody, whoever in the nefarious may have done it, why do you need to frame this guy? Like, if he did it, like, these people aren't, it's not like they shot a congressman or the president. You know what I mean? It's a professor. Like, not that they're not important, but in the grand scheme of things, like, I don't get this whole thing. And if they want to tell me this is a guy who did it and wrap it up, it's wrapped up, I guess. I mean, because I'm not like,
well,
if I was
listening to Megyn Kelly today, and they did outline how they caught him. Okay, like although it seems odd, like a homeless person walked by him, and they showed the video of it, and the homeless person took down his license plate. I don't know why he would do that, but he did. And then through the rental car company, they tracked the guy. Sounds. What are you drinking, by the way, Loadzzz? Let them know what you're drinking, my man. They got
little Willett bourbon and a Rocky Patel Edge.
What's the? Yeah, you still have that pack. I haven't had a cigar in a while. I might have to break one out today. I've been enjoying the fucking smoke-free December.
Are you kidding me? After what Seattle did last night, I didn't get to bed. I couldn't sleep. I got to bed at like 2:30. That was insanity.
I got to tell you, that was, and we should discuss that. That was, first of all, Seattle did not cover. The line was 1.5, which is hilarious to me. These are the games. I'll say it again. 80% of NFL games, probably more. Like what we could do. Watch this. We'll do last week. What percent? Like they never come in. 80% have nothing to do with the line. Okay, my boy. I was talking with one of my boys out in Cali. He said it perfectly. He's a Packers fan. He's like, they were favored by double digits twice and flat out lost those games. The Browns were one, and maybe the Dallas. I don't know, but the fact that they didn't cover, I found laughable. But that was Bowles when they fucking when JSN catches that touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
You're screaming go for 2, aren't you?
No, because I had said go for 2 as soon as they got the ball. As soon as the Rams scored, I said to my son and his 5 buddies who had finished doing what they were doing, they were hanging out
with Nick and his crew.
Yeah, because they were
what a treat.
What a
treat for those young men.
You know, they were in the basement and they were going to leave, and they're like, "We got nowhere to go. We'll watch the overtime with you." So they all sat down. And they all kids I coached, you know, when they were younger and everything. So it was so funny because as soon as it went to overtime and the Rams scored, I said, "All right, Seattle's got to go for 2." You cannot give the ball back to Matthew Stafford in that situation to go beat you with a field goal. After that.
You're
and
right.
If you can't score from 2 yards out, you don't win the game. You don't win the game if you can't score from 2 yards out. So I said it. I didn't have to scream it because I said it from the start of that drive. And I said to all of them, hey, if they score here, they got to go for two. Got to go for two. By the way, one of the best things about last night.
That's you sign up for that, Scott the Dot. You sign up for that when you land the loads. You know what I mean?
When I was on your show and I said I would run the ball here, but I think they're going play action bomb. And that's what they did. And it's live. And I like, Steve, how does Loadzzz know what's going on and the Rams don't? And that is because you watch too much of them. Yeah. I've seen too much. I have seen, and I got to say, what I saw, I can't believe it, what I saw. That was insanity. And so, but again, then I'm thinking like, okay, if you rig that game, there's a lot that went into the rigging. So maybe not all games are rigged. I don't know. Because how do you say, all right, he's going to throw the lateral off the guy's helmet and make it bounce forward into the end zone?
Dude, that was such an incredible game. I forgot about that.
If you can plan, I mean, if the NFL can fix that to happen, God bless them. I mean, and Sam Darnold is that talented that he hits it at the right angle off the guy's helmet to get it to go in. And by the way, what I tell you, he threw 4 interceptions the first time, and they lost by 2. I said if he throws 2 interceptions, they should win. He threw 2 and they won.
Dude, we have video proof of that.
So that's all I got to say. It was unbelievable.
I didn't know, Jim tells you, but I picked him in my late game. Oh, the video this week. Oh, the joke I did for that. By the way, Jim tells you we got to have him on sometime. He's not crazy. We'll send you the link on one of the shows in the new year. But love you, Jim. Thank you so much.
By the way, if the chat folks want to get it going, they Mad Season 5614. Donald Trump is a Zionist tool, and push-ups on the dress. I don't even like. I watched Trump at whatever it was, the Hanukkah event he had at the White House, and Mark Levin came up and hugged him and called him the first Jewish president. I'm like, here we go. That's going to cut both ways. I'm going to hear a raft of crap, and it's like I don't need it. You know what I mean? I don't care. Trump's again until Trump does something that absolutely turns me off. You know what I'm saying? I'm rolling with him.
Oh,
I am rolling with him.
I would agree with that. Like I like Trump, but I do think he's I don't think he's a tool. I think he's very Zionist. I think every politician is, but I'll take what I can get. I'll say it again. Watching the stuff he talked about in this presidential speech, one of the things I loved was like he talked about he talked about how he brought back so many jobs. He talked about it was what's her name that talked about the price. Like prices are down on so many things. They're still not down on things like meat and coffee. Trust me, I know the coffee, but I get my Folger Silk on Amazon for $6 a container and Daddy Likey. But the thing is, eggs are down 80%. And thank God that RFK Jr. He's the only head of the HHSF. He's the only head of the HHS that was never a doctor, right, Pete? He's the only one that was never a doctor, right?
No,
Pete?
a lot of them weren't. Most weren't.
Pete, none of them were. None of them were. They have you believe that he's the only one. And this is a guy that's like, I'm sick of this shit. And eggs are down 80%. And eggs are one of the, if not arguably, the most healthy thing you can put in your body. Don't get me wrong. Pete's putting some unhealthy shit in Maxine's body, but that's just because of the physical, violent nature of the input. But what I'm saying is eggs, let me tell you, fucking, he's destroyed some eggs in her body. But what I'm saying is, hi, Maxine. What I'm saying is eggs are, they're a miniature life. If you like, they literally, it's everything you need to make a life. And if you don't think that's anything you need to improve your life, it's that simple. And they're like, yeah, eggs are unhealthy. Remember that? Oh, they'll kill you. They won't. They won't. Egg whites, oddly enough, the only whites that'll kill you are egg whites. It's not this funny.
I'll wait.
I had another one. He restored jobs.
Oh, sure you did. Garrett and Steve said you were writing jokes all night. So
I beat him in there. I'm like, oh, come on. The one joke, what was one the joke I wrote for the Eagles game was fucking great. Oh, I compared the hawk to a girl to the jock to a girl. Oh, it's so good. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's take a look.
I was just gonna say real quick,
Please.
All I know is Trump, I feel like, is on my side. Whatever other sides he's on, I'm okay with, because I definitely feel like he's on my side. You know what I mean? And I'll accept him on other sides. And I think he's going back to the Monroe Doctrine, basically. I really do. I feel like Europe, from what I've heard, like England has told their young people to get ready. You may have to go fight. Like Keir Starmer or somebody said that over there. Like Trump's not saying that. You know what I mean? And it's about time we get back to the Monroe Doctrine. We'll take care of this Western Hemisphere. You people over there handle your business. It's your business.
For those of you who don't, for those of us who don't remember third grade because it was 47 years ago, refresh my memories on the Monroe Doctrine. What is the difference? I know it's the building blocks of the Constitution, correct?
No, the Monroe Doctrine is basically President Monroe basically told the rest of the world, put them on notice, we run the Western Hemisphere over here. You guys keep your shit out. Keep it over there in Europe and everything. We got it over here. You're not welcome. So, and that's how he ran it that's how it was run for a long time. And then all of a sudden, it looks after World War II, maybe starting with World War I, we started all getting involved in Europe and then NATO and all that bullshit that we had to deal with, which is, the Maryland wrote a doctrine. Yes, she did. She wrote a dictrine. I'm sorry. I took that one from Gene. I'm sorry. Yeah. Maduro's going to get, it's great. If he does, I love that Venezuela is blocked off. And I just realized, because I was watching, I'm like, what is he talking about that Venezuela stole U.S. oil? And then I heard a story today, and I'm sure somebody, Mr. White, I'm sure somebody in the chat knows better than me. But if I did know in the 20s and 30s, U.S. oil companies went down to Venezuela and South America and established businesses. So basically, Trump saying that Hugo Chavez, I believe, when he nationalized the oil industry.
Thank you, Mr. White. Welcome, buddy. Go on, Pete.
When Chavez nationalized the oil industries in the, I guess, early in the 2000s, he basically took that money from American companies because they were there. Yeah, they stole all of Citgo's property. That's what I've heard. So that if that's what Trump's trying to get back, God bless him. You know what I mean? And he's calling Venezuela out for the commies they are, and the problem they are. Let's take care of business in our hemisphere. And I think the people in Venezuela will appreciate it. Why are we worried about countries an ocean away? That's insane. That's all. Focus on your backyard. Clean it up. Things will be fine.
Are you talking Maxine right now?
It's funny. One day she's going to be watching. I don't know when. I don't know when.
Well, she's not watching now. She's got her back to the screen. Am I right, Pete? So I'll explain. So you can focus on her backyard and tell her to clean that thing up.
It is a great cigar.
The edges are good cigars. Am I right, Love?
Because Seattle won, everything tastes better. It might be because Mr. White's here. I don't know.
Oh, we love Mr. White. Here. Let's pop this one up. This is the Tua Tongue by Aloha pick. One of the jokes we were discussing that I wrote. Let me know that you can hear it and the sound works. Can you hear this?
Next pick. The Bengals are laying 4.5 to the Dolphins in Miami.
Do you hear this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, want to know what that hawk to a girl has in common with this jock in Miami? Hey, want to know what that hawk to a girl has in common with this jock to a girl in Miami? Neither has been worth talking about in over a year. Actually, they have a lot in common. After the men that were so enamored with both of them have grown tired of their same old shtick, trying to get by on shit they did in college. Actually,
That's not fair to the Hawk Tua girl, because unlike the Miami front office, guys actually wanted to see her flat on her back and half unconscious. So they can rape her. But alas, the fact that the only thing less reliable than Tua's accuracy was if they would have him available week to week. And you cannot build a team around that. Which is why the Dolphins finally gave up on their number 5 pick. And just like any man with the Hawk Tua girl, eventually you get tired of them jerking you off. And they make an even angrier face when they're watching you sling it. Because it stinks to you. Give me Cincy in LA 4.5.
Oh, that's good stuff. Come on.
By the way, the big fella, I was watching that draft with him. He was out of his mind that they didn't take your boy Herbert. He was out of his mind.
Not Florentine. You know, my boy Jim Florentine, I'm like, and I've said this countless times, I'm like, when it got to number 5, because again, I don't pretend to know, not my job, but I know we needed a quarterback. And I'm like, I want whoever fucking, like the second it got to 5 and Justin and Tua were both available and we had 6, I was celebrating because I'm not going to sit there and worry about which is which. But thank you, Miami. That probably the second most brilliant thing they did since taking Dante Culpepper over Drew Brees. So what did Tiny do when that happened, Pete?
No, he was like, you got to be kidding me, because he knew you took damaged goods. You took a midget, and I'm short. I'm 5'6". They took a midget who was damaged instead of a specimen with a cannon for an arm who could also run. It made no sense. Made no sense. Just made no sense.
Got to interrupt because I don't know how long he can say. He just popped in because he's the best. Thank you, Mr. White. Threw a 10 spot at the good guy. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, gentlemen. I'll catch the rest of the show when I get home. Please send the link after the show, Geno. Thanks. You know I fucking will, my man. And if you just text me for the link if you don't have it yet. Fucking thank you, Mr. White. Lou is drunk again. So, dude, I'm going through my Twitter yesterday, and I saw a text that was like a week old, and it's like Lou Monaco has TD or something. So I just responded with laughing faces, and your boy Lou texted me. He's like, "You just had to respond to that now." And it's a troll that hates me. Like he's shitting on me, and I ignore him, but then he shits on Lou, and I'm like, well, I can't ignore it.
I feel bad that he got involved in this whole thing.
But he did what I did. Like, I'll say it again. The first time this guy Red Bar, who you don't know, but I don't like the first time he shit on Anthony, me and Aaron are dumb, and we're like, we're gonna get him. And I go after him, and I'm like, I'll get him good. And the trolls just are swarming me, and I'm like, what? So now I get it. But so Lou did the same thing. He's like, hey, don't shit on Geno. It's like, what? I have a fake. My name is Broken Jaw Geno. I have nothing better to do than shit on you. Guy's funny.
Is Red Bar the guy who just talks about people who do podcasts?
Yeah, he's the one that he's. I would argue he's the structure that the Dabbleverse is built on. But Red Bar actually gets feedback from actual people. Or should I say, people big? He shits on bigger names, and they kind of know who he is.
No, so I guess
right back at you, me. Right back at
2 years ago, I'm in an Uber with your cousin Jeff and my brother-in-law. We're going to something in Wildwood, that concert or whatever, and the Uber, and they're these guys are talking, and they say something to the Uber, and the Uber driver's like, yeah. They're like, have you heard of Geno Wisconsin? He goes, yeah, I listen to Red Bar. I've heard of him. And they're like, this is his brother. And I'm like, this can't be happening. This cannot be happening. I want to lead a normal life. This can't.
If you were in that cab now, they'd be like, I'm a bigger fan of his brother, Max Loadzzz. But this was a different time. This was before your time, Peter.
It was. And I was like, are you kidding me? He's like, oh, yeah, so I need hot water. And I'm like, worlds are colliding, Jerry. I'm just trying to move on.
Disagree. So I wanted to talk about
Steve C. I put it in the text last night that apparently the Giants are going to interview Kurt Signetti.
How do I know that name?
The head coach of University of Indiana.
Oh, duh. That's how I know that name. Go on.
So the they're going to interview him for their head coaching job. And the theory goes, naturally, all right, they're going to interview him. They have the number 1 pick. So they trade the Giants trade Jackson Dart, get what they can. And then with the number 1 pick, they take Mendoza, who's Cignetti quarterback.
I was listening to Cowherd talk about it, Pete.
So I was curious if Steve saw that and what he thought. That's all.
But Cowherd's like, look, the Giants fucking have something. The Giants are faced with a problem, okay? And I don't mean the fact that fucking Mr. White knows Pete's favorite Christmas song. Sing us a few bars, Pete, would you?
For Mr. White. And somebody, don't clip it. Come on, people. Let us just have this moment. Swiggy bells, swiggy all the way. Please just let it go. We should be able to have fun without worrying about it going anywhere else. This is just between us.
They're trying to kill me. They're trying to kill me.
Between the few people.
What did the in on water guy? Keanu, what did he clip you saying?
Oh my God! Exactly what she didn't want to be clipped saying, because I saw it.
he literally you don't see him, and then like 2 minutes later, you just see in the chat, it's up.
Yeah, because I was watching your show. Whatever was on, and she's like, yeah, and you're like, just say, and she said it, and exactly what she didn't want clipped is what was clipped. This is what they do. This is what these people do.
Swiggy Bells isn't being edited right now. By the way, shout out to my boy Brian Clowder, BK. Yo, boys, been keeping your wife in the rosary. Hopefully she's doing better. What about John Gruden being the head coach of the Giants? Like, is that being kicked around?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I can die happy. I knew you meant that, smart ass.
I have not heard anything about Gruden. I hope Gruden owns the NFL after they went after him after that bullshit email stuff.
Oh, not only that, I always that's the fall of the Raiders. Okay. Like Geno Smith and Pete Carroll have to be a one and done. They do. But the only reason they wouldn't be is when the Raiders fired Gruden, made Rick, I always say his name wrong, and it's a Disgrazia because he's Italian. I think it's pronounced Biasaccia. I think he's still special teams in Green Bay. He took over the team, and sure, in hindsight, it was Brandon Staley and the Chargers, and all they had to do was tie. But he took over that team and led them to the playoffs. And for his trouble of doing all that work of, like, you're telling me, Pete, you're telling me you don't have the clubhouse after something like that? They fire him and bring in Lane Kiffin. Like, what an LA shit thing to do. Yo, Steph.
I was just thinking of St. Ranger, because I believe, isn't St. Ranger a 49ers fan? Am I mistaken?
Huge. He's a huge Niners fan. Talk to him a second.
Right. So I saw some clip online of some Niners fan just loving the fact that Seattle win. He basically said 49ers just won the NFC West and the number 1 seed because Seattle beat the Rams. That's what this guy was saying. And I'm like, we go.
By the way, shout out to St. Ranger who sent us, we just got this in the mail, gift 1 of 2. It's a Monster Outdoor Quilt camping blanket for my car when Keanu throws me out of the house. So thank you. Thank you, St. Ranger. No, Colin Cowherd was saying if Seattle wins this game, and they did, he didn't mention if they covered because they didn't, that of all the teams, he thinks the team with the inside track for the number 1 overall seed are the Niners. Is that correct, Peter?
The only thing I see is the Niners have to play, and I can't believe I'm saying this, the Niners have to play the Bears. So I think that game will tell us whether the Bears are for real or not. That's all. As much as I loathe the 49ers, I like Brock Purdy. What they've done with all their injuries is un-effing believable. I'll just say that. They got rid of Brandon Ayuk. They told him to hit the road. They got rid of Deebo Samuel. They lost Bosa and Fred Warner, and they're still winning games.
But, Peter, they had the easy – I'm not disagreeing. You know they had the –
I don't care. It's the NFL. It's hard to win the NFL. They've won the games they had to win. I'll say the same thing about Seattle. Their schedule wasn't the toughest, but they're winning the game. Look at the game Seattle lost. They lost to the 49ers opening day on a ball bouncing off a helmet. Right. They lost to Tampa Bay, a game they had a chance to win, and they lost to the Rams because they couldn't get 3 yards closer for a field goal. Like, that's the NFL. That's how close it is. And then they
Of
beat
course.
everybody else they had to beat. Like, that's all you can do. And the fact the 49ers can do it with
They beat
arguably
the
two
Cardinals.
best-
They beat the Saints. They beat the Rams in OT. That's huge.
Did they really?
Yeah, 26-23.
Hey.
I remember that Thursday night game. When the
Jim
fucking Rams could have won, but that dipshit fumbled at the goal line.
Hey,
Oh, no,
this
he got
Jim-
in anyway.
This Jim tells you. I was watching the kicker who has a show on ESPN, Indianapolis, does the college football show on ESPN.
McAfee?
Thank you. And apparently, rumor is the Bears are looking to move out of Soldier Field, and they may move to northwestern Indiana. That's the rumor.
Never happened. Come on.
Just
That
hey,
would never happen.
the governor of Indiana was like, "We'll give you whatever you want. Give you whatever you want." And
Yeah, but
Gary,
Peter,
Gary
the
Indiana,
city of Chicago, as Jim tells you, will tell you, they're moving to Arlington Heights, he alleges.
that's the other place. That's the other place they said they might go.
Yeah.
Hey, how far is Arlington Heights? Arlington Heights, isn't that a suburb of Chicago? I think you're, Gene, I think our relatives in the Midwest at one point lived in Arlington Heights. I think. I could be wrong.
Bears trying to move to Northwest Indiana as leaders bulk. Hold on, boom. Where'd it go? Why did it not pop on
I
the
think
stage?
it would be. I think it would be. Yes, it's right near O'Hare. Yeah, I think it'd be terrible if the Bears moved out of Illinois and out of Chicago. I do. I don't think it's good for the NFL.
Peter, they never would. But I mean, look,
But, hey,
like it's past the point of, well, this is an iconic stadium. It was, Soldier Field was, until you put that giant toilet bowl on the top of it. And
Hey,
now it's like, we want a stadium like this. Look how pretty this son of a bitch is.
As-
This is
as
what we
someone
want. Look
once-
at that. You
as
know,
someone famous once said, they backed the dump truck of money up to my house.
Krusty the Clown.
Yeah,
Bears
what are you
President
gonna
Kevin
do?
Warren sent a letter to fans. It's expanding its location search beyond Arlington Heights. It'll consider locations in Northwest Indiana. Else, I guess that's not much of that. That is not much of a stretch. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Plans to build a dome stadium because isn't it near South Bend? Am I clueless there?
I don't think it's not near South Bend. Gary, Indiana is about. Gary, Indiana is, I believe, because I drove out to Chicago, and I think Gary's like about half hour, 40 minutes outside of Chicago.
Right.
They're both up there along the lake. Yeah, like Jim tells you. Yeah, I think they live there. When I went out there, I think that's where they were. I do. Beautiful area. They had it was a nice house. Beautiful out there. That's
Right.
when he was running and everything. We went for a run around the park. Then we took a ride into Chicago. Went to oh my God, I'm slipping on the name of the bars, Gene. It's all over. It's all over. The Lodge. Went to the Lodge.
I
Went
love
to
the Lodge.
Mother's. Yeah, we hung out. It was great. Yes, Gary is more dangerous than Chicago. That is correct. Yes, Gary is. But the Jackson 5 are from Gary.
Really?
Mm-hmm. See, we don't always have to do the heavy political stuff. We can do this too.
Oh, well, I think we bounce in and out of I think the spine of the show, for lack of a better word, is the political stuff. Just because I think it's a nice little fucking,
Yeah,
no.
I don't
As
disagree.
I've said many times, I think we deliver it like no other. I've said this about the show I do. In fact, I'd love to show a clip of me talking about the Dan Bongino situation. I'd love to discuss that with you. But I think we deliver it in a way like it's the same stories in the news cycle. And I think you have to discuss it in a palpable, digestible, and who gives a fuck kind of way. Go on, Pete. I'm sorry.
Here is what I have chosen to believe
Please.
about the Bongino situation. I think Dan Bongino answered the call like he said he would. He
Yep.
went in and he took care of the issues they gave him to take care of. He handled them. They might not be big news-making issues, but he handled them. And I think it was taking a toll on him and his family. And I think he said, F it. I did what he called me here to do. And now I got to worry about my family, me and mine. And that's what I'm going to go do now. And I don't blame him a little bit. Not even a little bit. And
No,
I'm choosing not to believe it's the Pam Bondi. It might be. I'm choosing because that's what the media is telling me. F the media. He did what he said he was going to do.
The media is telling you that. There's a perfect clip of it. I was watching, of course, Megyn Kelly.
That judge got convicted.
Megyn Kelly, even though she doesn't want to admit that the Jews killed Charlie Kirk, a little bit Zionist. But
that judge got convicted. The judge who helped the friggin' illegal immigrant in her courtroom. She's facing 5 years. That the judge who helped the illegal immigrant, I believe it was Michigan or Minnesota, Jim will tell us, she got convicted of the felony charge. She's facing 5 years in jail and no longer being a judge. And yes, Jim, I agree with him. Bongino's wife is like, it's too much. Too beaucoup, Joe. You got to get out.
Yeah. Look, here he talks about it, and it's basically that. Let's take a look at this clip of Megyn Kelly. I mean, he talked about it with his people. He hasn't changed. Talked about it on Fox News, and this guy breaks it down great. Hold on.
I gave up everything for this. I mean, you know, my wife is struggling. I'm not a victim. I'm not Jim Comey. It's fine. I did this, and I'm proud I did it. But if you think we're there for tea and crumpets, well, I mean, Cash is there all day. We share it. Our offices are linked. He turns on the faucet. I hear it. He's there he gets in like 6 o'clock in the morning. He doesn't leave till 7 at night. You know, I'm in there at 7:30 in the morning. He uses the gym. I work out in my apartment, but I stare at these 4 walls all day in DC, you know, by myself, divorced from my wife, not divorced, but I mean, separated, divorced. And it's hard. I mean, you know, we love each other and it's hard to be apart.
So she mocked him for it, and he
Pete,
did. But
let's go to another esteemed take on it. What do you think of this take on it? Here we go.
What's going on? Dan Bongino is out. I heard this was coming. I heard he's already out. I heard like his stuff is packed. He's long gone. But today's
kidding aside, I'd love your take on my take.
Today they announced it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why he left. I have some hunches. I have some rumors. I love rumors. What's going on, Geno?
I will tell you, this is not a surprise to me, but it is a surprise, if I may, be, contradictory, because it's like you can't believe it's going to happen, but you're watching it unfold and be like, he's going to leave. Yeah. And this goes back to, and we were saying this earlier, Dan Bongino was the turning point in me totally turning my back on mainstream media. Now, don't get me wrong. I would follow mainstream media and just be like,
by the way, this, of course, every Wednesday, America First Warehouse, me with Kevin Downey Jr. Please subscribe to their YouTube.
By the way, pause a second.
Please.
And I can't believe I'm being you now. I'm looking at the chat, and I agree with Kilgore. I would go landing strip for Megyn Kelly. She's too old to go bald. I think it's landing strip. I agree with T. Kilgore. I'm sorry, but I thought that would be important to you, Gene. Go ahead.
Did I interrupt you? did I mute you? Did I say this is more important? No.
T. Kilgore, I agree 100%.
Very cogent, well thought out argument. Go on.
Megyn Kelly is our age, and I just don't think it's a thing where people that age go bald. I think they're more landing strip. They want something there, but they want it well groomed and well kept. That's what I think.
You watch CNN and you're like, I'm turning this off. Yeah, I'm turning this off because I can't believe they say this. Then you're watching Fox, which you realize is controlled opposition. Yep. But you watch it and you're like, of course I agree with that. But when they shot Donald Trump, okay, the turning point. You're watching the same clip over and over again on mainstream media. Then you put on Bongino, who's on Rumble now because, the YouTube, the vaccine got banned, and he's on his phone texting with Secret Service people, giving you upfront information. Yep. You're like, this is the guy, and he loved it. And then when he was asked by Trump, what did he say? He's like, well, you don't talk about being a patriot and not answer the call when it comes. Yeah. So he didn't say, I can't wait. You could tell there was part of him saying, why do I have to leave this? Because because he's a man. And he's like, I'm not full of shit. And I'm going to do what I told everyone to do. And he did. Yep. He did. And then that moment where it turned was when he's sitting there with Kash Patel. Am I wrong? And I'm sorry, when he's like, Epstein didn't kill himself. And you could tell he's angry. You could tell. You cannot convince me he wasn't angry. He wasn't miserable. Yeah. And his face in that moment said,
exactly what we're looking at. It's like, why did I leave all of what I was doing so they could have me as a pitch man for their lies?
Yes.
Right? Am I wrong? And then just fast forward to today, you're like, when you hear it, you're like, yeah.
Absolutely. And I remember him saying, he was saying somewhere, he goes, I just saw something that shook me to my core. I can't tell you what it is, but I can't not see it. And I think now,
I mean, this is a guy that was making tens of millions of dollars. This actually, let's go back to this guy because this guy broke it down perfectly. I mean, while I'm bringing it up, your thoughts, Peter?
No, I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't know what he heard. I don't know what's out there about Epstein, whether he killed himself or not. So maybe he does. I don't know what to think about that. I just think it's solely, I did what I was called here to do. This having a negative effect on my family, and I'm getting out.
Yeah.
And
if you remember his show, we talked about it all the time. He'd open a show. I was with my daughter at college. I think she's a grandma.
Yeah.
Or
she's at Auburn. Yeah, he loved it. She's at Auburn. He loved it.
Peter.
What?
No, he come on, yeah, but you paid attention because he would talk about it.
Yes.
You know, he loved his job, he loved his family, he loved being a patriot, and he's like, well, I can't not answer the call. You said it. And then he answers the call. He's like, so what are we doing here? Am I your, you know, well, I'm the face of fucking Rumble with all these viewers, and I'm on that patriotic channel. And once I go in, it's like, I'm not your rah-rah guy. You're fucking me, right?
I know, because I don't know that he thinks I don't believe Dan Bongino would lie about what he knows about Epstein. Like, I don't, if he thinks Epstein is alive or that the FBI got him out of there, I just don't think he would have commented. So I'm gonna choose to believe that Bongino believes what he said.
But see, his face betrays what he's saying, in my opinion.
I can't help it. Like, you gotta believe there are more, that he's one of the. If you're gonna believe what he says on Rumble and how he talks, then I'm gonna have to continue to believe when he's talking as assistant to the FBI and he's saying these things. That's all. If I'm gonna believe him, I'm gonna believe him, and if I'm not, I'm not. You're either a liar or you're not. And I'm going to decide Bongino's not a liar. That's all. Well, there's got to be people. All I'm saying is there's got to be people, if you're going to decide to believe them, you're going to believe them. That's all. That's me. That's me. You know what I mean? And Bongino's one of those people who I've decided until I see differently, I'm going to believe what he says. That's all. Because he has yet to say something that I know differently. Or that my eyes see things that don't match what he has said, and I don't know.
My question to you, Loadzzz, is: all right, so he's leaving. He's got to go back to his Rumble show, right? Do you think he starts talking on the Rumble show?
If he goes back to Rumble, he'll talk about what he's allowed to talk about. If he signed an NDA, it's an NDA, or whatever he's got. But I think he'll be as open as he can be. And I think, if anything, he will drop whatever, odd clues or hints or whatever he can. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm not, who can disagree that
that's the exact face I saw.
I don't
always has that face. What's that?
I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I just think, I don't know. That's a tough thing. And I do believe they made threats to his family. I don't doubt that a little bit. And he did what he had to do, Gabe, how am I betraying you? Hey, is Gabe in Florida? Where is Gabe in Florida?
I don't know. By the way, did you see this, hon? I'm sorry, I'm going to dabble. Our boy Broken Jaw Geno, who broke the nose.
Yeah, what is this? I saw this.
He says the crazy MJ chick was talking about wanting to box you. And Haley from Pretty Antisocial, said the same thing today. And our boy Broken Jaw Geno, who again knows that Lou Monaco is a pedophile. Yeah, I think Keanu would beat both. She's tall and in shape. She'd make money. Did you hear any? I got to see if I asked her to do the show because I'm gonna be like MJ, you can't do my birthday show. Like, I'm gonna be like, you can't because you're being a dabbling twat. Sorry, Pete, but it's like this is what YouTube does to people. It makes them fucking insane. Well, Keanu, anyone I come in contact with, I ask Loadzzz to do a spot. You better. Like, we lose half our advanced ticket sales. Every time I say Pete's going to be there, I get a screenshot of ticket sales. Hey, I bought tickets.
I don't believe you.
Please invite all your trans friends. They have money.
I don't believe you, Gene.
What?
Pete's going to be there. The ticket sales guy. I agree with Texan Patrick P.
By the way, today is two things, Peter, if I can continue being social. One, today is mom and dad's anniversary.
Sure.
65, Pete, it's 25. How many years would they have been married?
No idea. 100. Whatever.
You're not even going to try math.
I'm not even trying.
My parents got married in 1965, and their anniversary is today in 1925. How many years would they have been married?
It's not 1925.
It's 2025. How many years?
11 to 12.
Can you? 35 and 25 is 60. That's math. You don't even have to carry it.
Do not math shame.
Oh, Broken Shot Geno says hot girls in a ring. You'd make well over 4K.
Oh, Gabe is in.
Can she make 33K? That's a joke. Go on. St. Rangers were married in 52. And today is also, I forget what today also is. I forgot.
Cheesesteak night.
It's not cheap. I love creep food. 60.
See, I forget. Gabe is in Texas and Giger is in Florida.
What is today?
December 19th.
Yeah, but it. Hi, Pam. Patel reminds you. I don't know what. Today was two things. Must have been a lie. I forgot already.
I see the 6'7" Steph LL. That 6'7" thing. Man, it's good amount of that. Apparently, is all over the place.
Well, that's what the kids are doing, Pete. They're doing
what
that.
The kids are doing. Yep, what the kids are up to.
All right, so but this guy. Well, by the way, let's take a peek at this guy. He sums up Dan Bongino perfectly. Share screen. Ba-boom, ba-boom, play.
Almost got a load shout out, but Geno can't shut the fuck up.
Well, because of the nature of the FBI and what I said with Epstein, even though I think Dan was very opposed to how it was handled by Bondi.
And my brother.
I'm sure I haven't talked to him, but I'm sure he's like, this is a fucking thankless job. I'm out of here. I want to go back to my family, my wife, and my podcast. So my question to you
All
is,
I'm thinking is landing strip.
Can he do that now, given some of those issues that I just highlighted?
I don't know if people realize Dan Bongino.
This is a perfect analysis. Watch.
Had his podcast on Rumble, where he's also a major investor, and that podcast was, I mean, to call it a success is to wildly understate the case.
Yeah,
making enormous amounts of money. He had a massive audience of people unbelievably loyal to him, and loyal to him because of how much trust they had in him. And one of the reasons they had so much trust in him was because he was such an emphatic critic of the deep state, of these organizations. And among the things he was telling them was that the US government was concealing the Epstein files because it was trying to protect the world's most powerful people from being exposed as child predators, because they know that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, and because Jeffrey Epstein had blackmail power over all these people and were therefore forcing them to keep these files concealed. This was not an ancillary issue for Dan Bongino. This was something he talked about over and over and over. Dude. And also other things as well, you know, like the guy who killed Trump and all the stuff that supposedly was being covered up about that, none of which has been released under the FBI's leadership. And so when you then, months into Dan Bongino's stint, watch him go on Fox and obviously in a very uncomfortable way say, we found no evidence of blackmail. We don't think it's appropriate to release these files. Please trust us when we tell you that he absolutely killed himself. Obviously, the people who have been listening to Dan Bongino for all these years and believing that this was like one of the very few people who they could trust.
That's it in a
nutshell. Turn around and in an instant, as soon as they're inside, abandon so many of the core beliefs that they had been insisting were true, is obviously going to erode the confidence and trust that people have in you. And I also think one of the things that it's worth remembering, we all have talents, and we all have talents, which means we're not talented at everything. Usually we're all talented at something. And it's important to be humble enough to realize that because you succeed in one thing doesn't mean you can succeed in something in anything else. Dan Bongino is a very effective outsider, like a very effective critic. He brings people along with him.
He's not cut out for this shit. He's bitching about his work hours. Like, a lot of people have those hours, that are really dedicated to their job. And I don't fault him. It's like some people aren't made for those 9 to 5 gigs.
Here's what I'll say. All right. To me, I didn't really, maybe I wasn't paying enough attention, and I watched Bongino all the time on Rumble. The 2 big issues for me that Bongino addressed were the pipe bomber and the guy who tried to kill Trump. That's it. I don't really even remember him talking that much about Epstein. That doesn't mean he didn't. Just means what I remember, the 2 biggest issues were the pipe bombs at the DNC on January 6th and the guys who tried to kill Trump. That's what I remember as being Bongino's 2 big things. Was Epstein an ancillary thing? To me, it was. And all I can say about Epstein is, once again, if it was my daughter or my wife who was violated by Epstein or any of his minions or whatever,
sure,
then I'd have a problem. They're the people who have the case. The American people do not have a case. I don't care what people want to say.
Well, couldn't you argue, Peter, their case is that they don't want pedophiles running their government? And I'm not disagreeing with you. That
I don't want to hear that. Nobody had a problem. When nobody knew, nobody knew. Now all of a sudden, because now I got to know everything? No. These women are the ones who are violated. They have standing to bring a case. You and I and the chat, we don't have standing to bring a case about what Epstein did. All right?
What would you do if Mario Bosco violated your wife?
I'd go after Mario Bosco. You see what I'm saying? I'd have a case. Give me a break. All of a sudden, everybody, give me a break. And that's all I'm saying. Why didn't these women go after him? They got Gloria Allred representing them. She's a super lawyer. You got to be friggin' kidding me. I'm like, if you want to bring the person to trial, bring the person to trial. If you're going to sign an NDA and take a couple million,
you should do a stream addressing this. I'm listening to you, Pete. I'm sorry. Like our boy Broken Jaw Geno, it's like the boxing thing. This is hilarious to me. Apparently, where did she Broken Jaw? Send me the link. I mean it. I'm sorry to distract you with this, but the other link they're sending is, didn't Rick Moranis got sucker punched years ago in New York? You're not going to believe this, Pete. Colored fella.
Hey, if Keanu does take the fight, can we do the play-by-play?
Yeah, me and you will indeed do the play-by-play. Yeah. But I'm telling you, like if I see the clip, I'm going to reach out there. I'll literally reach out to MJ. Because you know how much I love having to be a grown-up and be like, you can't do my show. I don't know if I asked you, but I can't be bothered with this shit. This is what I talk about, Pete. Like, YouTube makes people into assholes. You know what I mean? Like, into absolute fucking idiots.
That's why I have stock in Rumble.
Yeah. Oh, please.
And that's why, by the way, Bongino coming back is only going to help.
He's a stockholder in it. I didn't realize that, but it made sense when I heard it.
He's like he's very invested in Rumble.
What's that?
He's very invested in Rumble.
Right. You know what I'm very invested in, Pete? You know what I'm very invested in? It's a segue.
Filthy jokes.
Yes, which very good, which I'll be doing December 28th at Rodney's Comedy Club with my wife, and not MJ, apparently, if she was on it. Mario Bosco, who's been hitting on Maxine Norelco. I shan't. You clean the floor.
I just want to come to this show to meet these people.
Pete, if you come, it would be like if I can get a confirmation on you, that'll move more tickets. Broken Jaw Geno. Haley said she wanted to fight Keanu on yesterday's podcast, but she's afraid of hurting her. I was about whose podcast?
I see, and I do not like.
We know that we've done shows with that have been very complimentary of. Oh, Haley. I'm sorry. This is the other one. Thank God I can't tell them apart. Sorry, Loadzzz, for that little interlude. Back to my shameless plug. And then New Year's Eve. Oh, I have to make a video for that. I have to make a video for this. I keep forgetting. Me and Keekster in Bohemia at New Year's. We have to figure out when we're hanging for the holiday, Loadzzz. Other than my birthday show when you'll be coming up. Yeah, gay bitches, I really do apologize. In my defense, you can imagine this. And again, this is where I get in trouble because I'm not dabbling. I'm literally talking about my friend MJ, who I've done shows with, and then you hear her. This is me mourning the loss of someone to the dabbleverse mentality. I agree with you completely, gay bitches, but I'm not dabbling. I'm like, what is she saying? Does that make sense? But I do apologize. But
gay bitches, right? I agree. Gene knows, Gabe. I agree with you 100%. I don't even like the D word being mentioned on this show.
Yeah, but see, it's not. It's them in it. These are Peter. When I watch this, when I say I think she's doing my birthday show, and now she wants to box Keanu. I'm sorry, that's me talking about someone that I booked on a birthday show, and they're acting insane. Does that make sense? I'm not asking for a pass. I'm asking. I'm not saying I'm right. I just want you to say I understand.
I understand. This is some crossover fatigue.
Agreed with everything. Yeah. Agreed with everything. But again, it's almost like, I'm sorry, it's like COVID. They're like, well, just let it go. I'm like, I'm trying to let it go. But these people are insane. And any chance they get to, these people are, I can't. All right, I'm sorry. So where were we? Oh, we were talking about our New Year's show in Bohemia.
I just want to say, I've noticed some new names in the chat. This Brian Clander 3865, welcome.
Okay, we love Brian Clander.
I don't know who that, but welcome to the chat. I don't, maybe I've missed you in the past.
You and the bum and the chum, bum behavior. I love it. So there you go. That's where I stand with back to Bongino. Thank you so much. Like
by the way,
go on.
Delicious cigar. Go ahead.
Oh, without a doubt. We talked the edge. I honestly feel, I'm sorry that I shouldn't say I'm sorry, but there's nothing surprising about him leaving. I'm surprised that there's nothing surprising about him leaving the FBI. I'm just surprised that he actually did it. Like, no one's like, I can't believe he did it. It's like, but I can't believe he actually did it. He was miserable there. And it literally went against everything he stood for on the podcast, which was 100% genuine. And I'm sorry, this is a guy that, and you could say you believe him, Pete. And I'm not trying to be conspiratorial, but Pete, this is a guy who I like, he stood for the right thing on his podcast. He even took this job to prove, we've said it countless times, when the call comes, you have to answer it if you talk like that. And I think he's like, I stood for the right thing, and you brought me in to friggin', stand for the wrong thing, to cover for you doing the wrong thing. That's how I feel he feels. And I'm genuinely curious to see what he does when he goes back to Rumble. I'd be amazed if he said anything. But
I will say, I'm curious if he goes back to Rumble, because he put that guy Vince on in his spot. So I'm just wondering what's going to go on with that. Yeah, I think any job, you're not going to agree with everything they want you to do. Sadly, in the job with the FBI, if you disagree with some of the things they want you to do, they're very big things and very meaningful, impactful things, and he got out. You know what I mean? And that's sad, but I still don't believe he has lied about anything. That's all I'm saying.
See, and I'm sorry, but some of the fans like it. Here you go. Shout out Bob Van and Patrice. Huge bottle of whiskey we're going to knock out this week. Tuning in late. Yo, Loadzzz. Is MJ out for the birthday show? Tuning in. Oh, you already did that. EK, Pete, your thoughts on, I love this. Thank you so much. And by the way, if you follow on YouTube, I made the thumbnail, the Loadzzz and Legend get girthy again. Pete, your thoughts on Trump's post about Reiner's death?
I like this.
I feel he was generous.
EK,
should he have posted it? Go, Pete. I'm sorry.
My running mate. I hope the arm's feeling better. Here's what I can say about that. He has been so frigging awful to Trump, and not just Trump and his family. Let's make no mistake. Rob Reiner wanted Trump and his kids in jail. He went after them. Let's make no mistake. He was also absolutely ridiculously foul after Rush Limbaugh passed away. So should Trump have done it? No. No, he probably shouldn't have done it. He's better to say nothing at all than to say that. Okay, that's fine. But none of us have been shot at because of what Rob Reiner said. Rob Reiner was on a government committee with Clapper and Brennan about the 2016 election. Are you kidding me? In some ways, I could say Trump was kind, because what Trump didn't say was, well, my kids were subpoenaed 1,500 times, and my kids are supposed to be so bad. I guess they're not, because they didn't kill me. So Trump may have been kind in some respects. I'll leave it at that. And by the way, what now has me thinking, when I saw it, by the way, you can look at it. There's a 25-minute video out there of of Reiner meeting with Clapper and Brennan about the 2016 election and how Russia helped Trump get elected. And I got to say, before I saw that, I'm like, clean shoot. Kid, meth head, fucked up, killed his parents. Now I'm thinking, with all that's going on and coming out, and we're going to Venezuela to get Smartmatic, and he was involved in Reiner was involved with that 2016 government committee. Who knows? Maybe they're scared Reiner would have said something offhand that he shouldn't. You got the crazy son. You get the MK Ultra people. Who knows what they fed the son? And he goes and kills them. I don't know that that's the fact. I don't know that that's how it happened. But because he was involved in that 2016 committee, how do you know it's not? Because we know MK Ultra was real. How do you know it's not? That's all I'm saying. You know, it's crazy. See, EK, that's why we can run for office. He was kind. I think me and EK are the only people I've ever heard say, you know what, he might have been kind in what he said.
You know,
great minds.
You know what is also crazy? The length Max Loadzzz gets. It's crazy.
You really were going at it last night. It really got intense when you were yelling Najigba, Najigba.
Maxine, you know I'm always going to give it to you hard. They call me the Steve Largent of the bedroom.
You're the best, Petey. Can you get me some Advil out of the cabinet, dear? I need to try to get rid of some of the swelling.
You got it, sweet tits. Anything for my Rocky Road adventurer. You need anything else, Toots?
My big donkey daddy is all I need, babe, and possibly a visit to the ER.
All right, sweet tits, it's time to hang with my little bro and do the show.
You fucking kidding me?
He's driving a truck while he does half this shit.
Where is Curtis John in Florida?
What's that?
Curtis John's in Florida, right? When he's not traveling the country in his big rig.
Hold on. There's also been a request from our boy. What's that, Gabe? Gabe, little 6 cam? Girl. My girl. Say hi, Uncle Gabe. She was so well behaved last night. Stupid drunk Jimmy kept trying to pet her. I'm like, you're gonna lose a hand.
Yeah,
that's
a nasty fucking cat.
She's not. She's a spoiled little angel. Yes. Pete said big rig. Don't get that confused. By the way, fun day tomorrow. A little football action. Eagles. Commodores. I almost said Commanders are Curtis John. He's in Jacksonville, and then the fucking Pack and Bears. Shit, fucking. I've kicked around the idea of just doing a stream. Because by the way, keeping you posted on getting this page back monetized. I finally turned a corner, we were decompressing. We were losing altitude on the subs. Like literally when they reinstated, it's like, yeah, you need 3,000 watch hours, and I had 2,800. So I'm like, this will be easy. And then I realized I explained I was getting so many more views. I lost so much viewership when I got banned on the YouTube. So the hours kept dropping. they literally got down to 1,420 or something. Where's the watch hours now? I think I'm up to, it doesn't show it on here. I think I'm up to like 1,450. It slowly started going up. Oh, here it is. 1,454. So it actually went up 40 watch hours. So I might be able to get this monetized in the next in the next month or so. Who cares?
Saint Ranger, that is very interesting.
What's that?
That's very interesting. Think about it. So Reiner may have information on that. You know he's got information on the 2016 election.
Wow.
Can't have that guy alive. Can't have it. You never know what he's going to say. He's getting old. Who knows if he gives some deathbed confession? You don't need that. You don't need that. Eliminate him. I mean, I don't want to think that way, but the world we live in today, in this post-2020 world, I told Gene I had a plumber come over, and I don't want to get, but guy starts talking to me, and he goes, 4 years ago, I started reading and looking into things, and it was like, here we go, and then it was like, it's on. It's crazy. Everybody wants us to think that nobody thinks, nobody believes, nobody's reading the crap, nobody's believing the shit that you guys talk about, and yet everybody I talk to is in. They're in deep. Some people are in deeper than others, but everybody's got their toe in it. Everybody's got a little bit.
It's amazing to me that at this point, I said, like, a lot of us woke up. A lot of us got curious. At this point, it's amazing to me that some people didn't. It's amazing to me that people could just sit there and watch everything that went on. That people don't understand. It was the largest transfer of wealth from they're trying to eradicate the middle class, and you have proof of that. You have proof of that. The people behind it most were the people in banking and the people in science, and they all got together and said, let's take their fucking money and take control of these people. And so many went along with it. And it's not like you don't see receipts popping up all the time. People in mainstream, John Lemon, time to start shaming the unvaccinated. The thing we showed last week, or did I show it on Monday's show? You saw it on Monday's show, where they have a script. They have a script. They have a script. The virus will hunt you down. The virus hunts the unvaccinated. They literally are saying that. They're like, what's the scariest word? Like, if you don't get that, the proof is still there because we're not idiots anymore. And these old fucking people in government are so used to like people believing them. They still haven't come to the realization that they can't get away with it. But there's so many old people, circling back to what I opened with, that just don't question it. That's stupid. When you I want a cousin in the Midwest. I say our cousin Franklin, who's an idiot.
So
who wrote it? Like you read the article to him, he's like, who wrote it? Like he's gonna know the guy.
So here's the thing. I agree. So I agree with Brian. Everybody now forming. Everybody's forming their own opinion. Yeah, I agree, and I think you have a group of people who are just lockstep. Whatever the term, sunken. What's it called, Gene?
Sunken cost fallacy, big brother.
Sunken cost. They're just into it. They can't admit.
As opposed to the phallus that you sink into MAXXX. You wouldn't respect me if I didn't take that one. You would have lost respect for me. Anyway, more briefing.
We're briefing. So what I was going to say is, I think other than the people who just refuse because they don't want to admit that they may have injected themselves with some sort of deadly poison, everybody else, and maybe some of them, because like Megyn Kelly's like, I shouldn't have got the shot. She's not happy she got the shot. I think that what Brian said, they're forming some sort of their own opinion somewhere along the spectrum of it was the biggest control experiment ever, all the way down to, well, maybe something was going on and it wasn't from a lab. But yeah, there's leaders and followers. 100%. And
I mean, everything you bring up, maybe it wasn't from a lab. In every case of a virus named after an animal, they found they found not patient zero, but whatever. They found they tracked it down to the animal that caused it. They never found this bat. There are stories about fucking miners that died in 2013. Okay. By the way, not to be confused. By the way, Donald Trump has like reinvigorated jobs for miners, the mining industry. That's one of the things he was most proud of during this administration, because the last administration went out of their way to fuck two different types of miners. There you go. We'll give that a little tweaking. But if you don't understand, yeah, thanks. I knew you'd like that. I knew you'd like that. You understand? But when you're saying, hey, in 2013, all these miners died from bat shit, and that is when it's just a straight line. You can believe this or not. Wouldn't it make sense that because we're fucking evil people here in America as well as anywhere, and we want to kill our enemies and we want a biological weapon, that we'll take that bad shit to North Carolina, start working on it, and be like, we're going to get this shit the fuck out of here. Then we'll take it to Wuhan where it gets leaked out. So people on level like, the virus actually started in America. It kind of did. But why didn't we have our guys whose eyes are wide open keeping track of it rather than slanty-eyed people? By the way, the closing line of Geno's picks this week is Phillip Rivers will send his receivers on more slant routes than Marco Polo. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know how I sat on that for so long. And when I said it, my wife, who's now on the mic off camera, said, "Oh my God." So again, let's be clear. If you don't understand that all the receipts are there, and people just don't want to see it, go on, Pete.
Let's be clear. The technology for splicing the genes and all that together was developed at Fort Detrick in the U.S. and under the Obama administration said you can't do this shit anymore here. So they moved it over to Wuhan and probably labs in the Ukraine. And there was no research, I don't believe, done on that virus in the United States. The technology all went to Wuhan, and they found these bats in some cave 600 miles from Wuhan and then sent it up to that lab to be effed with all the technology that came over from the United States. But again, people are free to believe. Hey, people are free to believe whatever they want to believe. You all do the right thing.
Yeah. But Pete, you said it to me, and it really meant a lot because, you speak common sense. And I've always had it's like, Pete, because I bitched about, the dismount from Compound Media. And I'm like, fucking all the people that fucking you're like, Pete, any of these people that believed them, they weren't going to believe you anyway. Fuck them. I'm like, you know what? You're right.
They want to believe what they want to believe in spite of the facts. Yes, that's tremendous. This is what you've done. Yeah, no, they want to believe. Sort of conversation to me is almost all right, what would you need to hear to believe what X happened? What would you need to hear? And if they say nothing, I don't believe it, this is what I believe, then they're not intellectually honest. They're not open-minded. Like, I'm willing to listen. Like, if somebody could show me some sort of video that proves Oswald acted alone and killed Kennedy, I'd be like, there it is. I'm good to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all the evidence that's coming out now is that the vaccine is bad.
Oh, literally. Pete, again, it's not just that it's bad, Peter. It's that it got a black box warning. And it's not it's not bad. It went from the thing you had to get to the thing that no one should get. A thing that they said it's safe and effective and said you have to get this, to a thing that's like, this could kill you, don't touch it. It's not a variant of it. It's the vaccine, and no one's going to jail. No one. And the people that backed it, the fucking banks, some banks were literally like, you can't even work from home if you're not vaccinated. We will fire you. And again, the guy that and it's coming out like the PCR test. Now more people are admitting what we knew because we did an ounce of research. What we knew, it's like, yeah, anything could be a positive test. And the guy that had invented them and said it was killed immediately. Killed.
Yeah. By the way, Bishop, I'm just curious because I watched Victoria Nuland when she was questioned by Marco Rubio in the Senate. She said, yeah, we had biolabs in Ukraine and we're worried about Russia getting to those labs and getting that information. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, I heard her say that. So if the lab thing, if it's false, that's fine. If it's a lie, but that means Victoria Nuland, who helped engineer Zelensky's moved the power in Ukraine was lying, that'd be great. I would rather believe we didn't have labs in the Ukraine. But when you got the people who supposedly know what's what and were intimately involved telling you that, I just believe them.
How did I lose that?
Gabe Bitches is obviously lying. I was told that didn't happen.
Oh, I said it on a Jubilee Network thing. I said it on a Jubilee Network thing, and a child that was 17 at the time said no. No, they didn't. They were given options. They weren't given options. They weren't. My wife was banned from a comedy club because she only had the first of the 2 vaccines. It's like, yeah, you can't be here. What fucking cocksuckers.
Gabe, I agree with you. That's what I thought was the case. I'd heard that from plenty of people. But apparently, what Gabe said, that people were going to lose their job if they didn't get the shot.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, yes, Gabe, I know you're not lying.
You go, Pete. I'm sorry, Loadzzz.
Gabe, I know you're not lying. I heard that from people who are working in schools around here and everything else. I know you're not lying. But these people who are telling us that didn't happen, how are they getting away with it? When there's people like you and millions of other people who are saying, no, I was told, get the shot or lose your job. And they presented it as a choice. Get the hell out of here. I agree with you, Gabe. It happened.
It's a joke. It's a goddamn joke. And again, if you don't get that the 2 biggest people behind it, again, were banking and, were tech, science tech, and banking. They were the ones. That's how you transfer wealth or transfer worth, because I like the word worth. It's how you transfer wealth, and it's how you, I'll say it for the 90th and not last time, probably today, reduce the population. And again, you could fit the entire population of the earth like on the East Coast. I mean, like if you put them all, like you could, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, you'd stack them like my wife does mushrooms when she Auschwitzes them on Cooking with Kiki. What are we making Sunday, baby?
Yo, and by the way, I heard from people, flat out people saying, I tried to use a religious exemption and they weren't going to let me. Catholics, Christians, they weren't going to let me use it. And they're like, you're crazy.
Yeah. Oh, again, right. Oh, they tried to, because again, religion was on the outs during that. You know what I mean? Oh, you can't go to a church. You can't go to a church. Oh, look who's here. Kid pedophile STD.
Why do you do that? I will look into
By
that.
the way, isn't that a reference to the guy, and you'll remember him, I bet, in the Senate, who said an island would tip over if we put all the people on it? Do you remember that guy?
Yes.
Is that a reference, Lou?
Yes. He's tremendous. He is tremendous. And if you get too many people on Guam, it will tip over.
This is interesting. I'm stumped on this. A few people at my work could use a religious exemption, and it wasn't Christians.
No, I talked to somebody.
I wonder who. You, Dan. There you go, Pete. Go
because my kids were in high school, and I'm at my kid's soccer game, and somebody came over to me, and they're like, it's so funny. They come over to me, they saunter over, and it's like, Pete, did your kid get the shot? I'm like, what are we doing here? I'm like, no. She's like, yeah, mine either. And the other kid was working or something, and they're like, I put in a religious exemption for them, and I'm catching crap for it. It's unbelievable. But that never happened. I'm to believe the people who actually lived it and had this stuff happen are liars. And the people on TV who are saying, it didn't happen, they're telling the truth. I can't believe what's real. I got to believe what I'm being told. Insanity.
And it's more connecting the dots in a straight line, and no one takes responsibility for it. And that's why I love, and that brings me to, it brings me in a roundabout way, but as long as we're talking about health, and we won't talk about COVID, we'll talk about the HHS secretary, RFK Jr., who this week shut down, banned surgery, trans surgery for children, for children under 18, which you have to do. You have to do. And if you don't understand, I shouldn't even say it like that. You cannot convince me otherwise. And I'd love your thought on Pete. This is just another sign of when the more these old evil, there's no other word for it than evil people that play God, that literally think they're God. The scientists that were like, you take the vax. Like they think they're smarter than you. What Fauci is another. These people that get away with fucking giving people false information for so long, and they know they'll believe it. They have a God complex, okay? And when these people step in and be like, yeah, we'll just mutilate these kids. We'll make sure that they can never have children of their own. And we'll just be better than God and give them whatever other gender they want and take taxpayer money to do it. And they shut that the fuck down and they hide behind these fucking words. Well, it's bodily autonomy. It's bodily autonomy when you have a 9-month abortion. It's gender affirming surgery when you lop off an 8-year-old's tits. Like it's insane what they would get away with. And what's his name? The only word I can think of when I talk of RFK Jr. now is I believe the word we're looking for here is kibosh. He put the fucking kibosh on it. Your thoughts?
What was that again?
What?
What was that again? I got lost and you lost.
What are your thoughts on RFK Jr. and then passing the bill, making it illegal to fucking lop off?
Yeah, no. I don't see how anybody can be against making 18 the age of decision to change your sex. I don't see how anybody can be against it. You got to be 18 to vote, 18 to go in the military. You can't even drink till you're 21, but yet you can make a decision.
You don't have to be 18 to sleep with Lou Monaco. Am I right, Pete?
Yeah, I'm going to let that go. Because I'm not going to do that to Lou. You shouldn't do it. That's wrong. Very wrong. So I don't see how anybody can be against it. And the argument is very simple. Like, no matter what they do to you, they're not going to implant ovaries in somebody who used to be a man and enable them to have children. So what difference does it make if you get it done at 18 or 15? It doesn't make a difference. The same way as a woman, they're not going to implant testes in you that contain sperm and keep developing sperm so you can be a man and inseminate someone. So it doesn't make a difference. And we've talked about this before, just pick an age of adulthood in this country, and that's where everything goes from that age. And I don't care. I do not care. Lou, you got to go. Lou, let me know if you're going to go. I know you got some things.
Lou,
I know you have some things.
My brother will back me up on this. If you and Peter go, no one in the world, not like ever asked, I don't need any birthday gift other than you two idiots sitting there. Come on.
So, I'm just saying, if you don't have an age, just pick an age. And I don't care if it's 21, 18, 25, whatever it is. Stop with all this. Some 5-year-old can decide. See, Lou, I'm against all this. I think this is wrong.
Would you take this, Joy? Come, what do you? It's my birthday month. It's my birthday month.
God. Yeah, you and Garrett, it's your birthday month.
Well, let's take a listen. This is great. This was Megan Kelly reporting on it today. I fucking love it. And
by the way, I'm down to the cancer.
Oh, that's the best part. Here we go.
See, Lou, and you go right along with these people.
Because it's funny.
What are you doing?
If he really was, this would be bad instead of
By the way, nobody can hear this. And I have
to. Talk to them 1 sec. I'll reboot. Thank you so much, EK.
And by the way, and this goes down a whole other road. I got to pee. And so the big fella knew some kid, and whenever he had to pee, he would go, I got to pee, and go like that. So that became like a running gag on a golf course. I got to pee. So, the rubbing the hands together, I don't want that to be, I'm not trying to be anti-Semitic. It just means I got to pee. I didn't even know that could be anti-Semitic.
Oh, are you talking about that? And by the way, what a game Puka had. He had so many opportunities to do that dance. And we talked about it on the air. It's like the NFL, this is how old white people that tell us not to be racist don't realize how racist they are. don't realize how worried they are. And like, there was a time that they probably were racist when it was acceptable, and racism wasn't called racism. It was just called being aware of coloreds and gooks. But now they're like, you can't do that because Jews, people didn't used to like Jews. And it's like, yeah, but I like Jews now. And I was doing a Jew show, and he showed me how to do a Jew dance and all that stuff.
Holy,
am I wrong?
The wind is howling here now. I do need to keep a piss jug handy. You're correct. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go pee.
All right. There you go. While Pete goes to pee, tell you what we'll do. We'll tell you what, we'll watch a little more Geno's picks video. I'm sorry, because this is a great open. Why isn't it? Why the fuck isn't it sharing it? Yeah, that took long enough. Just take a peek.
Second straight. Front of a live studio audience. We're your second straight 3-in-1 week. Daddy did the same thing this past weekend that my Chargers did. Got even. In all my tortured years of Chargers fandom, never was I more satisfied than being able to watch my Bolts put the final nail in the Chiefs' coffin. Despite going into a game at 6-7, they still felt a shot to make the playoffs, and they got what they deserved, as both their playoff plans and their QB's ACL went sideways. Looks like it'll be a white Christmas for Pat Mahomes, as last I checked, that was the color of both Vicodin and Percocet. And speaking of how we'll be feeling this holiday, let's get to some nummy holiday picks. My first pick, the Eagles are giving 6 and a hook to the Redskins in D.C. In one of the NFL's 2 Saturday division rivalry games, Mr. Hurts is heading to Washington to face the Commanders. And while I would normally be wary of laying a TD on the road on short rest, that's not a problem this week because the Eagles basically had a bye week last Sunday when they faced the Raiders in a 31-0 blowout. At this point, playing the Raiders is like playing the 85 Bears if they came out of retirement. Don't laugh. As bad as McMahon looks here, I'm kidding, because over the past 3 months, Jim McMahon has 2 fewer wins and 14 fewer interceptions than Geno Smith. And he actually has an advantage over Smith because he couldn't remember those numbers if he wanted to. His brains are scrambled. Sadly, the only people that will have more trouble forgetting these numbers are Raider Nation, who will call for a one-and-done year for both Smith and Carroll, and I cannot imagine that they will not get it. Look for Philly to take advantage of their extra week of game speed practice this week and use Jalen Hurts' arm as much as his legs, which will be a slight variation from what we usually see in D.C., which is gunning then running. They shoot people. Give me the Birds, and I'll lay the 6 and a hook on Saturday.
That's an inside bit, that girl. That is. We'll get back to that.
Crap.
None. Suck it.
That picture. Jeez.
What?
That picture. I can't have
that. That's we know her. We don't
what?
Really know her. She used to do In Hot Water a couple times. I can't think of her name.
Oh,
but God. Aaron used to always yell her name because he had a crush on her. I can't think of her name. This is what we were gonna watch. Here we go. With sound this time. Ba-boom. Health and Human Services.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on Thursday unveiling 6 proposals to prevent so-called gender-affirming care for minors. HHS opting to refer to these treatments more accurately as sex-rejecting procedures.
I love it.
Secretary Kennedy on the administration's goals with these policy changes.
Doctors assume a solemn obligation to protect children. Yet doctors across the country now provide needless and irreversible sex-rejecting procedures that violate their sacred Hippocratic oath by endangering the very lives that they are sworn to safeguard. The American Medical Association, the American Academy of Pediatrics, peddled the lie that chemical and surgical sex-rejecting procedures could be good for children who suffer from gender dysphoria. This is not medicine, it is malpractice. We're done with junk science driven by ideological pursuits, not the well-being of children.
Under the HHS proposals, hospitals performing these procedures on children under 18 would be banned from participating in Medicare, a government insurance program for the elderly and disabled, and also Medicaid, which is a need-based government insurance program.
They have
HHS says nearly all
young woman
hospitals in
who was
America
putting this shit at
participate in
9
these programs.
saying how she feels.
The proposals would not have any
And
effect
all I
on
can say
hospitals
about
and
this woman
clinics
coming
that
up
do
is
not
like,
participate.
You know, they're like, I'd rather, let 10 innocent men go free than let one, than 10 guilty men go free than one innocent man get arrested. I'm sorry. I'd rather have a dozen 8-year-old kids lose their marbles saying, I want my tits cut off, than have one woman say what you're about to hear.
Participate in these taxpayer-funded programs. Chloe Cole, a girl who underwent this life-altering treatment as a minor before coming to terms with the reality that she could not be a boy, at the conference yesterday describing the lifelong impacts that a few short years of this treatment will have on her.
For me,
the world's first titanium nonstick pan.
Never giving
you blow your hair back. On Mike Miguel.
it started with being lied to about who I was by adults outside of my family. My doctors, rather than guiding me, they affirmed my childish misgivings about my developing body. At 13 years old,
that's not sick.
I was administered puberty blockers and testosterone in high doses. And when I was only 15, they removed my breasts. But that mastectomy ensured that I am never going to be able to nourish whatever children I may have. And this happened before I was even mature enough to understand that one day I would aspire to become a mother.
Medicaid and the Children's Health Insurance Program would be prohibited from funding sex-rejecting procedures for patients under 18 and 19 years old, respectively. Secretary Kennedy also signing a declaration stating these procedures do not meet professionally recognized standards of healthcare. Additionally, the FDA sending warnings to 12 manufacturers and retailers over marketing breast binders to little girls who are—
Oh, that's even sick. Breast binders?
How can any adult tell a kid, Blue Root, you got it. You're 25 to rent a car. Renting a car to me is much less of a decision than lopping your dick off. How can any adult, say to a kid, I think it's a good idea at 13 for you to go on these puberty blockers, and 15 or how many years later, but the money, how much money is to be, I guess, but I just don't, it's such a small amount.
Another reason, Pete.
Such a small
money. A God complex and money is my guess. Go on. I'm sorry, Loadzzz.
It's such a small number. Everybody agrees it's such a small percentage of people who fall into this. How much money can be made from that small percentage of people? It's crazy to me. And, and like Real JX too, it does come from adults. So you got a kid, like you said, dressing up or doing whatever. If the adult doesn't say, hey, you think you want to be a girl? The kid is going to move on like they did throughout life. This wasn't a thing 20 years ago. You know what I mean? The study, even, this is one of the things where us and our relative in the Midwest are 100% in agreement. And he sent the medical information of all the stuff that's out there that basically said, when this happened throughout history in this country, basically these kids, if they either wound up growing out of it, being just gay, bisexual, and a very, very small number being true transgenders. You know what I mean? You let the kids develop. Nobody's brains developed at 5. You got people who tell, young men, you're not fully developed until you're almost 30, your frontal lobe or whatever. But yet you're making decisions like this at 12, 7. I don't know how there's no argument yet that I have heard that makes that part make sense. Creep Boot, we have talked about that too.
I can't do it enough where you just Google transgender Hollywood children and it goes up. Back to you, Pete. Sorry.
No, he's right. He's right. That's 100% right. We're all in agreement here. The people who aren't in agreement with this, their arguments are just but that's how they feel. I have yet to hear any legitimate argument for a 5-year-old being able to determine their gender, or even a 10, 12, 15-year-old. I've never heard a legitimate argument for it. You know what I mean? You have and an argument. I shouldn't say that. I've never heard a legitimate argument that can defeat the whole thing of, wait a minute, how can you make these decisions at 15? You know what I mean?
You want an insane article title? You can't make this up. And what's her name says it perfectly. She's a great comedian. I love her. You probably never heard of her because she's not. I'm sorry, she's not the definition of hot for Hollywood. But she is a comedian by the name of Adrienne Appalucci, one of the funniest females going. She's like, it's like, I don't know why everyone is so upset about all these trans kids. They're all in third grade. Right. But here's the article. You ready? You can't make this up. 19 parents, 19 celebrity parents, go away. 19 celebrity parents with trans and non-binary kids.
Yeah.
Okay. That's absolutely insane. It was recently an incredibly meaningful day for members of the trans community. It marks International Transgender Day of Visibility. Oh, we see them. So many of the famous parents: Jamie Lee Curtis, Dwayne Wade, Gabriel. That's two. Where's the list?
Who is
Tia
that?
Carrera. Tia Carrera, 19-year-old son food. What's that?
Tia Carrera's
Robert
kids?
De Niro, that fucking dipshit. Dwayne Wade. Oh my God. That's a boy who thinks he's a girl.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
Why is everything fucking? I'm sorry.
Hey,
Dwayne Wade.
I forgot. Oh, by the way, not to get off the subject, but just real quick, according to what I'm seeing,
Peter, what
on
is
the
this?
phone-
No. What, Peter?
That's Jamie Lee Curtis and whatever that is next to her. How smoking hot was Jamie Lee Curtis back in the?
I think she looks great there. You know why she looks great there? I'm going to get myself. She looks a little like Micheline there. You know why she looks so good there? Because she is, to her credit, and I know we're busting her chops a little bit. To her credit, she's like, I don't want to be photographed with makeup and all this shit. So when she does put on makeup, it's like, oh, wow, you know?
But by the way, speaking of the Epstein files, apparently the DOJ released over 100,000 pages of Epstein file stuff today. So if people want to dig through those 100,000,
and why isn't anyone in jail or throwing themselves out windows? Because it's the nothing but it's a hoax. But when Trump says it's a hoax, I will continue to say he's calling it a hoax because like it's just a bullshit distraction. We're not saying that like people didn't fuck kids. They did. He's a piece of shit. But it's a hoax thinking anyone is going to jail with the sweetheart deal he got in 2008 or 9. And you said it, Pete. We don't have the standing for it. And it's 90% redacted, Pete.
Okay. I didn't see it. I'm just giving you the information that was released. I thought they weren't allowed to redact it. I thought there was very stringent, the law had very stringent, whatever it is, guidelines in place for what you could redact. So if 90% is redacted, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what to say about that.
No.
By the way, good for St. Ranger. I had statistics, 10 standard deviations from the center. Do you know what a standard deviation is? I mean, I wish I knew. I learned it.
It's almost like Trump's. It's almost like the graph of Trump and Biden's election night. By the way, shout out to our boy Curtis John, who says, I personally know Chloe Cole. I've talked to her a few times. I met her when I went to meet Governor DeSantis. She's very smart, very level-headed. Let me, if you need her story, I can tell you. Wow. Now, Chloe Cole
that is why this show, one of the big reasons this show is so good. Who's getting that information? Who else has a show where they got somebody with the direct connection to these people making the news? Thank you, Curtis John.
So wait, how do you know Chloe Cole? You met her in Florida? That's incredible.
Yeah, he told you how he knows her. Can you not read?
Yeah, but I didn't realize. Chloe Cole, here you go. Let's go to her TikTok. This I like. Chloe Cole is suing her doctor for medical fucking malpractice. Look at these things.
As a victim of one of the biggest medical scandals
Watch this.
in America.
This chick's great. I got to
speak
follow
to
her.
you in the hope that you will. I speak to you today as a victim of one of the
He's a
biggest
dude.
medical scandals in the history of the United States of America. I speak to you in the hope that you will have the courage to bring the scandal to an end and ensure that other vulnerable teenagers, children, and young adults
Wow.
don't go through what I went through. At the age of 12, I began to experience what my medical team would later diagnose as gender dysphoria.
By the way, isn't that mental illness in some countries? I don't agree. I'm not saying I agree with that, but I think some countries are just like, yeah, you're crazy. And I think, like, trust me, how many times growing up did your parents say they're all a bunch of nuts, Pete? You know,
all
and
the
that was
time.
it. That's it.
I
What are you
remember nothing. I remember the Divinals. Now I just saw some guy for the Seahawks got a 1-game suspension for unsportsmanlike conduct, Derek Hall, and apparently, so the Rams right guard Dotson went out with, I don't know, his ankle was messed up, and I didn't see it, but apparently they're saying this guy for the Seahawks, I guess, I don't know, stepped on his ankle when he was down. I don't know. It sounds crazy. It's
By the
amazing.
way, speaking of suing the medical industry, and for good fucking reason, I hit the wrong button, sorry. And for good fucking reason, our boy fucking EK Legend, sue. He's fucking suing. They gave him a value. Hey, it's a 100,000, but
Good.
why?
Good,
fucking
EK.
sue those motherfuckers.
So I guess he's going through that. I don't know. Does that go through that? Whatever that thing is they have for vaccines in the government.
Wow. They talked her into telling her she had gender, or
There
Chloe
you go.
Caldwell. She had depression, didn't know where her life was going. The doctor told her parents that if she, yeah, like, and again, I've said this, well, not I've said this, but I heard that phrase. I can't remember. I think Jimmy Dore said it. It's like, they tell the parents, like you want to be like, what is wrong with these parents? But the parents will do anything for their kids. And I'm saying this to you, like, you know, and they tell the parents, like, do you want to have like a transgender son or a dead daughter? You know, they say that. And the parents are like, what? And they tell them that. And then you get these doctors that are doing this shit, you know, and they're fucked. They have nowhere to turn because these evil people with the God complexes that fucking, you know, the only God they worship is the one on the back of the almighty dollar. You know, that's how they act. Yeah, sue everybody.
Yeah, well, they even said, I mean, everybody who's spoken about Rob Reiner has said him and his wife did like everything they could for this kid who supposedly killed him. Like they said, he did everything he possibly could. He tried every which way. Like, I mean, and I believe that. I believe Reiner did. They said, you know, people said we've been at the house when he was a young kid. He was very angry, and Reiner would just hold him to make sure he didn't hurt anybody and stuff. Like, you know, that's hard as a parent. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what that's like. So, you know, and who knows? Maybe his kid had gender. Who knows?
That's insane.
Yes, he was in rehab 18 times. The father made a movie with him, I guess, about, because I don't know, was he transitioning? Was he questioning? Like,
I've heard rumors of that, but that seems like something, you know, the crazy people on the right will say just to push that narrative. You know, that not so much. Nick's so good.
By the way, anybody else here on the East Coast, are you getting crazy wind right now? Because outside it sounds like the end of the world here. I mean, I can't believe my house is
it's 40. Like I got an alert on my phone, 44 degrees. There's a wind advisory in New York, Peter.
I'm just saying, here the wind.
Frank, I could check with Frankie on the wind. What's that?
The wind, like I can hear it. Like I can hear it outside.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Creep Boot. I'm in South Jersey. I'm getting as windy as balls. Crazy. Crazy windy. But it's okay because it's all climate change. That's all. You know, it was
Oh, yeah,
50
please.
degrees. It was 50 degrees last night after Seattle won that game. 11:30 at night, it's 50 degrees in South Jersey on December, whatever it was. December
Yeah,
18th.
they're saying we almost hit a record high the other day.
Crazy. There's no more snow. The snow is gone. Okay, smart owls. Nice. Real nice.
I could tell you this.
What? What can you tell me?
Frankie sent me a weather report.
Oh, here we go.
Let's see what we got.
Can't hear it, Gene. Can't hear it. And Frankie looks great. Frankie looks great. Frankie looks very comfortable in that hat. He's very comfortable with himself. He was good last night on the show, too, with the hat. He looked like he was just, very natural in his environment. What is spinning over there? Yeah, the weather is insane. And the college playoffs start tonight. I think tonight's Alabama, Oklahoma, and what's the other game? I'm sure somebody in the chat knows what the other game is.
When, tonight?
Yeah.
Let's see. That's a big game tonight, right?
8 versus 9. The big game's tomorrow night. JMU versus Oregon.
Oh, is that the start of the CFP? You got it's already going on. North Carolina, boy, they know. North Carolina leading Memphis 31-7. They're up 24 points. Pete, what's the line in that game?
23.5.
24.5. Same thing.
All right, so
Alabama, Oklahoma tonight. Fucking 8 p.m. Oh, I got nothing. And then the fucking U tomorrow. Miami, one of the teams that beat Notre Dame, but Notre Dame really played well against 8 fucking cupcakes.
Okay, listen, here's where we disagree. We'll disagree on this.
What?
Again, I am no Notre Dame fan. I do not like Notre Dame. I will say that. However, in this particular case, I don't care how you slice it, they got robbed. I don't care how you slice it.
Disagree.
Gene, let me talk. Alabama had 3 losses.
I said one word, Peter. Go on.
Alabama had 3 losses. The last loss was an absolute pounding by Georgia in the SEC championship game. They also got beat by Florida State, who stinks. Okay? Who stinks. They shouldn't be in. Alabama should not be in. Period. End of sentence. Whoever you want to put in instead of Alabama, that's up to you. I don't care. It's Notre Dame, whoever. That's why Notre Dame was screwed. Yes, 100%. I love the U. And the U did beat Notre Dame opening, and it was great. Love the U. Hope the U or JMU wins the whole thing. The U deserves to be in. The ACC, how they let their championship game be Virginia at 10-2 and Duke at 8-4 is goddamn ridiculous. That game should have been the U versus Virginia. The U wins, Virginia's out, and then Notre Dame gets in. It's a clean shoot. Notre Dame, somebody should be in instead of Alabama. I think it should be Notre Dame. You could say whoever it is. That's all. So I'm not even saying anything about Notre Dame. I'm just saying Alabama should not be in. And I like Alabama. That's all. You cannot have it where you let basically you didn't even need to play the SEC championship. If you're going to put Alabama in anyway, so you don't want to penalize them for losing a conference championship game, don't play the effing game and just put them in.
This is my one concern with this. Like, you're getting way too caught up in like people that like aren't even in the top 8 that got in. Okay.
No, I'm not.
Okay, where is Alabama ranked in this? Talk. I
don't care where they're ranked, Gene. They're ranked 8. They're ranked 8.
Go on.
How's Alabama ranked 8 with 3 losses? And I know, their strength of schedule. That's bullshit too. Then just say it's all strength of schedule. Then just say it's all strength of schedule, and the top 12 teams get in. I know the NCAA has some deal with these group of 5 schools, and Tulane and JMU shouldn't be in, and it would be Notre Dame and whoever. And then you just admit, all right, if you're not in one of the major conferences, you're second-tier football, and you got to make the decision. Join the ACC, which blows, or drop football and put all your money into basketball and other money-making sports. Come on, man. It's bullshit. Alabama has 3 losses. No 3-loss team should be in when there's teams with 1 or 2 losses. That's all. I don't know how it's complicated to people. Even EK Legend, I'm an Alabama fan, and I agree.
Because Peter, tell me a 1-loss team that didn't get in. Tell me a 1-loss team that didn't get in. I'd love to compare. Because, okay, they lost to Oklahoma and Georgia, which those are big. But the opening week loss to Florida State. Hold on one sec, Pete. The opening week loss to Florida State. That you can make an argument with that. Hold on, I didn't even put it up yet.
What's the argument? Florida State stinks.
I'll tell you what I'm not going to argue with, Pete. Not going to argue with the boy Gecko Dundee. Threw $100.
Oh my God!
I'll make sure that Loadzzz gets something nice out of that for the holiday. Thank you, buddy. Oh, that is delicious.
Gecko, thank you very much. Merry Christmas.
The Gexter, the guy with the Columbo fucking avatar. There you go. There you go. Maybe we'll just
again. Forgive me. Maybe the statins got me. Is Gecko in England or is that somebody else?
Gecko is in England.
Wow. Thank you, Gecko. By the way, Gecko, please.
I agree. I agree, T. Kilgore. Like, I'd love to see go on to. By the way, Gecko. Sorry, Pete. What were you saying?
Yeah, Gecko. Please feel free to fill me in on your thoughts of what's going on in your country. I'd love to hear since I'm not there and you are. So I'm all ears. Does your truck have the black box that auto steers like almost? No. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. So we agree to disagree on that. That's all. That's all. You think that a team should be able to go to a championship game, get their doors blown off, and say, we're in the playoffs anyway. Now, if Alabama had one loss and that was its second loss, then they should be in. I don't take the statins anymore, but when I took the statins, I 100% took the CoQ10 with them. I am now taking a combination of the citrus bergamot and red yeast rice through a company, Durable, is who makes the pills I'm taking. I had to get off the statins, Creep Boot. Gene's talked about it, and my memory, it was terrible. It was scary to a degree.
There you go. All right, so this is what you got. You got JMU versus Oregon. Okay, now look, JMU, they got in not based on win, right? It's like the NCAA basketball thing, right? It's like they got in because they won their division.
No, JMU.
I know they had a good record, but go on.
So JMU's in the Sun Belt, and you can help me with this. They're a group of 5 school, and there was some agreement that some group of 5 school would somehow get in. But if Virginia, who was 10-2, had beat Duke in the ACC championship game, Virginia would be in and JMU would be out.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at, let's see.
Wait,
Tulane, should Tulane not have been in, Peter?
What?
Oh, no, it's not about who's in. It's about, I shouldn't be looking at teams that are in. I should be looking at teams that are not in and have like less than 3 losses.
Yes. Tulane would have been in because they would have been the one group of 5 school that got in. It was basically going to be between Tulane and JMU for the last spot as a group of 5 school. But because Virginia lost, their 3rd loss, by the way, to an 8-4 Duke squad, they couldn't make the argument, I guess, not to put JMU in. And I agree with Kilgore to a degree. Alabama brings eyes. They absolutely do. But you can't tell me Notre Dame doesn't also bring eyes and money. You know what I mean? People are going to watch Notre Dame. So that's all I'm saying. Like, the records should mean something or they shouldn't. And if, like I said, my idea, and by the way, I'll throw this out there, Gene, this is better than my NFL scheduling thing. What if you want to make it all about strength of schedule and you want to put these, there you go, and you want to put these group of 5, Kilgore, I agree with you. And you want to put these group of 5 schools in, you know what I mean, to legitimize them to keep football, I guess, when really we all know it's a stepping stone. Look at Cignetti, Kurt Cignetti, JMU, does well, goes to University of Indiana. JMU's current coach, Chesney or whatever, does well 2 years at JMU. He's going to UCLA. I mean, that whole division is a stepping stone. So what I suggest they do is at the end of every – because the conferences are an absolute joke. The Big Ten goes from coast to coast. Absolute farce. Okay? So what I suggest they do, at the end of every season, you take 1 through 12 teams. That's a division. The following year, they all play each other. Automatic strength of schedule for all those teams. And you do that every 12 teams, is a conference the following year. And the winner of each of those divisions at the end goes to the playoffs. And the bottom 2 teams in each division drop down. The top 2 teams in each division move up for the following year. That's how you do it. And then you legitimize all the schools in the FBS conferences. Because conferences are an absolute farce at this point when you have the Big Ten, Rutgers playing UCLA. Give me a break. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and again, I can't get that worked up over it. You know, it's college football. It's like I'm just a firm believer. You know, it's like make it so that they can't question. There's teams that are in there's no question about. And if you don't play well enough, it's the same thing I always say with football. If you don't play well enough, fucking, you know, to overcome a few bad calls or one bad play, you didn't play well enough. And if there's any question because you're on the bubble, that's on you. That we can agree on. And I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I'm just saying there's too much stuff in my head to follow along that whole argument about, well, one team had 1 loss and they had 3 losses. Well, then I don't give a fuck about either. And they made the whole reason they made this college playoff bracket so much larger is, and you and me and T. Kilgore and everyone else agrees, for money to pay these NIL kids. So again, if Notre Dame didn't absolutely shit the bed the first 2 games, they wouldn't be in this discussion. They'd be like, all right, they'd be in the game. They win one of those games and lose a different game. Maybe it's a different story. But they lost the 2 fucking games and then said, I'm sorry, I can't look at it any other way. Oh, poor us. Why? Because you blew out Syracuse? Because you put a beat down on Navy? Shut up. And then what made it worse was the way they whined about it. Well, because we're independent. We don't. Then join a conference instead of dipping your toe in the river of fucking iniquity and have your volleyball team.
The join a conference argument is so pathetic. So absolutely pathetic.
Don't use it as an excuse.
They're not. They're not using it as an excuse.
You didn't hear the guy, and maybe I misheard. I heard a fucking AD or something from Notre Dame going like, I feel like we were discriminated against because we weren't in the conference.
That's not an excuse. That may be a fact because of what you just said. It's all about money, and they want Notre Dame in the conference. And Notre Dame, and I don't like Notre Dame, but Mike, you know what Notre Dame is to me? Notre Dame is Wes Chandler, Gene. Wes Chandler said, fuck you people. I'm only playing in warm weather. And he got to do it. Notre Dame said, fuck you conferences. We can make more money on our own. And they're doing it. No school wouldn't do what Notre Dame is doing if they couldn't. As a matter of fact, I can't believe more schools wouldn't decide, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to go like Notre Dame's going. We're going to go independent. They'd be better off. Then they don't got to split their money with these conference teams. And by the way, I agree with you on the fact that who cares? It's college football. I 100% agree with that. This is beyond the first world argument. This is silliness. But since it's out there, hey, by the way, Blue Root, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Creep Boot, good night. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll see you in January.
Blue Root said, can you make a quick detour across the bridge and pick me up so I can go to Rodney's on the 28th? Are you going to your brother's B-Day show? If not, if you cannot, it's all good. Maybe Joey Dago will. There you go.
Yeah, I'm taking the train.
Talking to your wife again?
That's running the train. I said, well, that's going to get clipped.
Pretty good. I like what you did there.
I said, I'm taking the train. I might go up to Loadzzz and go in with him if he can make it. Yeah, I mean, it's just silly. And like I said, and this is how I've changed. Like,
that's actually Kirk's truck. Look at that motherfucker. He ain't fucking around, Loadzzz.
Look at that. Hey, what is he? So he hauls some sort of fluids, I guess. I'm sorry, I shouldn't even said that.
I want to hear what Keanu thinks. What about college football? She'll just do a Cougars chant.
COUGARSRS. Fight Cougars, bite,
Not a chant. Not affiliated with any school. It is not affiliated.
They're a perfect example.
What's that?
Why would the University of Charleston? Why would the College of Charleston bother with football? Dude, I'm telling you, JMU and Tulane, they either got to join the ACC because they can't go independent because nobody gives a shit about them. So they have to join a conference. But if they're not going to be in one of those conferences, they say, we're done with football. We're going to put all our NIL money into basketball, men and women's. We'll go to the tournament every year. and we'll make a name for ourselves that way, like the Tar Heels did. You know what I mean? And like Kentucky for the most part, just spend your money there. I mean, football, the money and the NIL, it's gonna at some point, if something doesn't change, like the Raging Cajuns who Delaware beat. Right? Who did Delaware play?
I believe it's the only the second team in college football history to win a bowl game their first year in the FBS.
Right. They're both Conference USA. Delaware's got a choice to make too. Are we going to? They're never going. You know what I mean? Delaware could be JMU. Tulane, I believe, is Conference USA or the American Conference. One of the two. Same thing. It's a Group of 5 conference. Delaware's in the same boat as Tulane and JMU. They got to make the choice, or just drop down, just drop back to the FCS, because otherwise, what are you doing but being a farm system to the big conferences? And that's silly to me.
All right. Geno is a color announcer when he's doing the stand-up. That's not bad. It's not bad. And that's not bad. And you can see more color announcements coming on my birthday show. We're trying to get Loadzzz there. Our buddy fucking Lou Monaco is coming. I hope I told MJ she's on it so I can fucking bounce her. Fucking idiot. Fitzy, got a new take on workshopping MB and MABA, Make America Bag Again. We need to stand in line and demand that bag boys ring our shit up. It's good for America, us to do your service and wait in line. Yeah. Max, watch Villanova tomorrow night. Why? Thank you, Steph. I've seen Geno do stand-up hilarious.
Villanova stayed in the FCS. So they're actually playing in the playoffs like JMU used to. And to a degree, I think Delaware used to. You know, the Mount Union. Right. But Delaware and JMU decided to go to the FBS for some crazy-ass reason with NIL and everything. Like 15 years ago, JMU and Delaware should have moved up. They might have had a chance. Now, crazy time. Crazy time.
Yeah, Nick's good. That's a shame. That is a shame. By the way, did you ever address push-ups? I don't even know if he's still in here. Victoria Nuland didn't engineer Zelensky's coming to power. Your memory is wrong. The labs were decommissioned. Soviet labs being taken apart. They had nothing to do with COVID. And I'll just go first. They were in the discussion. That discussion doesn't come up if this shit's not going on. I know that's vague.
Let me say this. I never said that the labs in the Ukraine were messing with COVID. I just said there were biological labs in the Ukraine that the U.S. was part of. So I'll look into that. I'll look into it. But I see, and again, my memory, I seem to remember Victoria Nuland and other people talking about how they led a color revolution in the Ukraine. McCain was part of it to put Zelensky in, to get rid of the person who was in power before Zelensky. That's all. So I'll look into it. I could be wrong. See, I'm really bad. I could be wrong. You know, I didn't even know the Flyers radio guy got suspended. What is that about? I didn't know.
My God! Thank you, T. Kilgore. I heard about this.
What is this?
What is what? This?
Hi, Geno. I'm doing great so far. I'm here. Things are great so far. And I was doing great so far. I'm at Dooley's right now. I'm showing you Dooley's.
By the way, Frankie, I was there at Dooley's with you. By the way, did you see Max Loadzzz got a haircut as well, Frankie?
Yeah, Dooley's in City, Nova Scotia.
Is Frankie live?
Frankie is live. I sent him a link. I thought I'd drop by to
I'm
see
showing you Dooley's.
Hey, Frankie.
Frankie, how are things in Dooley? Frankie, the reason I sent you a message is because Max Loadzzz says it's really windy. Is that normal? Should it be windy?
It's really windy in New York City, Montreal, Boston, Halifax, Sydney, St. John, Supley, Washington, D.C., all the way down Florida.
I hear you, Frankie. I understand.
And California's getting so much rain around Christmas.
Oh,
what?
They had
Los Angeles.
Hey, Frankie, what can you tell me about the Pacific Northwest? Apparently, they had crazy rains and floods out there.
Really windy in New York City, where you're at, Geno.
Frankie, did you hear about Frankie, who's your favorite hockey team?
Senators.
Okay. Well, here in Philadelphia, we have a Flyers thing. There's a 47-second clip of a hot mic moment. Would you like to hear it, Frankie?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Me too, buddy. Here we go. That's my birthday show. Add this one instead. It is up. Boom and big and play.
I can't hear it. Obviously, Gene, we can't hear it.
We'll take it as well. 7 gone in the
Can you
third.
hear
It's
it?
3-2 Buffalo on the Philadelphia Flyers broadcast network.
Here we go.
Pump it up, it up, it up, it up. While you're down there, would you mind blowing me?
I think we're still on the air, Tim.
You are.
No, we're not, are we?
Okay. That he's in trouble for that? I mean, are you out of your fucking mind? He's in trouble for that.
I guess
like,
so.
That's the oldest bit in the book.
Who said that?
The Flyers announcer, while you're down there, would you mind blowing me? I mean, that's insane. By the way, shout out to Jay Ham, who gifted 5 subs. I just saw someone got a sub, so I need to check. I mean, I see no, I'm sorry. I see no problem with that. Thank you, Jay Ham Stoneface. Gay Bitches gets a sub. Push-Ups gets a sub. Fucking our girl Steph gets a sub. Mr. White gets a sub. And T. Kilgore gets a sub. Thank you
by the
so
way,
much.
Who was the announcer, commentator who said that?
Frankie, say the point. Frankie, do the port noise control the weather?
I did not control the weather. I warn people, I don't control the weather. That is all.
Frankie, EK Legends Gutter Cleaner loves you. His name is Havna Thickrod. Could you please say you love him?
I love and a thick rod.
Having a thick rod. Could you say you love him?
I love having a thick rod.
It's a Merry Christmas. So does Max Loadzzz. So does Max Loadzzz. If Frankie puts a light bulb in his mouth, will it light up? I do not know, but there's Gobble. Gobble, I've missed you. Thanks again for those 5 gifted subs. And, of course, our boy EK. Yeah, I don't know. Who was the announcer, T. Kilgore? Could you let us know?
It says it was the head radio guy.
Flyers. I'm just going to
Tim
Google
Saunders.
I'm sure we'll get an article. Here we go.
Kilgore got it. Tim Saunders.
Thank you so much. Let's see what the article says. Share
Who
this
was he
tab.
saying it to?
What's
Was
that?
he saying it to?
Fox News. NHL announcer suspended after hot mic catches inappropriate comments. Who cares? Like, it's the oldest gag in the book. Flyers radio announcer Tim Saunders was suspended by the team after making 5-3 loss. He made the comment that he thought he had said, yeah, so what? Sometimes Flyers get a sense of urgency when they're playing from behind. Now they're going to take a break with time out as well.
Here's why you should switch from Google to DuckDuckGo on all your
devices.
DuckDuckGo.
While you're doing it, would you mind blowing me? They don't even mind printing it here on Fox News because it's, what is that fucking noise? Shut the cunt up. Like, they don't even mind printing it on Fox News. His partner quickly, I think we're still on the air. No, are we? 2-game suspension. All right, so what?
Who did he say it to?
I don't even think that's an inappropriate comment at this point. It's a, you know what it is, Pete? It's a fucking joke.
It's
a joke, Lou. Yeah, fucking Steph liked it. Like, it's like they don't. I has sub. You got to. They don't even know how to fucking be offended anymore. You know what I mean?
I mean,
so what, T. Kilgore? I'm sure you agree.
It went out over the air. I mean, it was a lack of judgment. She was ugly. I don't even know
Hold on, we're getting a call. This might be important. Yeah, hello. You're in hot water with Geno. You're loadsing up with Geno, Max, and Frankie McDonald. Who's calling?
Well, hello there, Geno. This is Chris Kringle.
Chris Kringle? Do you also go by the name Santa Claus?
That's right. I'm the big guy.
Oh. Now, to what do we owe the pleasure? Oh, you did? My wife was talking to one of your reindeer the other night, Donner. I didn't realize he had a Brooklyn accent.
Well, that's what I wanted to discuss. You have a guest on there, Mr. Frankie McDonald.
Indeed.
And what I wanted to tell you is that I was just going out to my barn to make sure that the reindeer, including the Brooklyn accented Donner, was going to be all set for Christmas this year.
Right.
And what do my wandering eyes show up here? But half of my reindeer have no bottom half. They've been eaten.
Frankie!
I did not see any reindeer at all, Dooley. I think you're hearable to Newbar City, Nova Scotia. Breton Brewery Company.
Spelled out, I did it. True, true, true. Frankie McD. Frankie, why would
Not
you ruin
true.
Christmas for
I was at the
everyone?
Black Diamond last night, and I was at Steel City Dooley's and the Old Triangle Daniels and Breton Brewery Company. I did not see reindeer at all.
Well, I mean, everybody knows that about Frankie McDonald.
That's
I mean,
true.
He actually came up to the North Pole, and he was going to write his name in the snow, but that big hog actually melted everything over here. It's not global warming. It's the size of Frankie's deck.
Frankie, your thoughts on that?
No, it's not true. I did not cost that at all.
I'm checking. So we don't have footage of the reindeer. So how are they going to have to cancel Christmas now that Frankie slaughtered your reindeer?
Yeah, we're not.
I did not win. I did not win anywhere near reindeer at all.
What's that?
I was going to go to all the orphanages, and we were going to give the most toys out this year. And I can't give toy one out right now, Frankie. There is no Christmas. Why did you do it? Everybody's going to be Muslim this year, Frankie. Why?
Yeah, Frankie, why would you do that?
I wasn't anywhere near reindeer at all.
But by the way, if you'll excuse me one moment, Santa, a fan of Frankie's had a request. Frankie, I don't know if you know this, but our dear friend Curtis John, his half Samoan, half Irish dispatcher, saw your videos and loves you. Can you say you love Two Fistigash?
I love Two Fistigash.
Don't we all? Don't we all? Oh, oh, oh.
You know, Water Guy's going to have a very busy Friday night.
Frankie, to make up for all of this,
yes.
The fact that you ruined Christmas this year, there won't be Christmas, kids will not get their presents. There is one thing that you could do, and, you can totally stop me because this might be quite a long bit. Frankie, your friend that lives in Chicago sent you a text message that has lyrics. Can you sing that entire song to the In Hot Water crowd right now?
Frankie, what's that song?
The 12th day of Christmas, today. 12, 13, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7,
Frankie,
6,
can you just sing
5, 4, 3,
Santa, you
4, 3, and 6, 2, and then 1 and a pair of tree.
Donner is so
It's a 12th day of Christmas, through church today. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 golden trees. 4 running birds, 3 and 2 turtle dogs, and then 1 man a pair of their tree.
I have really made it. I'm on with Frankie.
That's right.
And Chris Kringle.
Yeah, that's right. And his decapitated reindeer. Well, all right, I'm going to say this. I don't think we can top any of that. We've given him 2.5 hours.
I think we can top one last thing.
Of course. Well, it's Santa. It's all about you, Santa. And this is the last Loadzzz show before Christmas. So what do you got?
Frankie, what would it sound like if a half-eaten reindeer was...
Reindeer go,
And then exploded, Frankie.
Hey, then they got Chrissy Mayer doing a special podcast around Chrissy's EV.
Later, Santa. Chris. Sounds just like Nelson Peabody. Yes. Chrissy Mayer, what, Frankie?
Chrissy Mayer's talking about doing special podcasts on Chrissy's EV.
All right, well, Frankie, look, we got to get out of here. I'm going to relax a little bit, watch some football.
Then they got the last thing.
The last
Then Sunday coming up is the last thing past before Christmas with Chrissy Mayer.
Yeah, I might do a solo show Monday with my boy James Altucher. But dance us off, Frankie. Can you serenade us to Feliz Navidad to get us out of here?
Feliz Navidad.
Happy New Year,
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. But a Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
2026.
Merry Christmas. Merry